Hello, welcome to Chris's Beer Reviews. How are you? Hope you're all doing really well. Yes, I am late, Thomas. I was having a few audio issues. I couldn't sort the audio out. I used to be able to use my mic and it used to plug into the laptop, but it stopped working. So I hope we've got reasonable sound now. So yeah, I am here. I was here at 8 o'clock, but yeah, just having a few audio problems. So how is everybody? Everybody okay? Everybody had good weekends so far. Let's see who we've got in on the comments so far. Of course, we've got Thomas. Thomas, how are you? Have you got a spanner now, Thomas? Because I made a load of people moderators earlier, but I can't see if you've got a spanner or not. So have you got one? Let me know if you've got one. I also gave one to, who's in there? I'm sure I gave David Wilson a spanner, and Bramall I gave a spanner to as well. So hopefully we've got moderators on the channel now. So yeah, Thomas is saying hi to everybody. Please like and share. Do so. Yeah, like and share. That'd be nice as well. So the purpose of tonight is mainly to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to my channel. I'm now at just over 500 subscribers, which is amazing. And I suppose most people say they don't expect to get there, but I didn't really. I just started this up as a hobby and thought we'd see where it go, see where it would get to, and now we're over 500 subs, which is quite amazing. I started the channel back in October 2020, so yeah, I think it's done all right really, because I don't put out mass amounts of content. I don't do a huge amount of live, so I'm quite happy with where it's got to. So it's all good. Bramall, how are you? Congrats on 500, so good evening. So yeah, welcome aboard. Nice to see you in, Bramall. Thank you very much. I'm sure I gave you a spanner as well. So hopefully people have got some spanners. It took me ages to work out how to do it, but I can't see if you've got them or not on StreamYard. So hopefully you have, but if you haven't, it doesn't really matter. I'll be 1 minute. I won't be 1 minute. I'm here. Thomas is saying hi to Bramall. I was late, Thomas. You're right. But as I said, I was having a few sound issues. David Wilson's in the house. How are you, David? Nice to see you in. Congratulations on 500. Thank you very much. So yeah, massive thank you to everybody, really. And I'll probably keep saying thank you. If the numbers keep rising, the people watching, I'll just keep going back to saying thank you as well. I've got some decent beers in for this evening, so I'll review some beers as we're going along. The one that I'm not going to review, but currently drinking is the Krombacher Dark. Krombacher is quite a popular Pilsner, but I haven't really seen many people drink the Krombacher Dark. It's okay, actually. I think I just prefer the normal Krombacher Pilsner, but the Dark's all right. I do like a dark beer, but out of the two Krombachers, I think I just prefer the normal Pilsner. There it is in the glass, as you can see. It's a dark beer, which is quite nice. So yeah, I've got a couple that I'm certainly going to review. So I've picked up a couple of fairly decent ones as well to have a look at. Sound and pick is all good. Thank you, Thomas. Thanks for letting me know. Mark Jones, how are you, mate? Nice to see you in. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Thomas, are you saying yes to the spanner, Thomas? Is that what you're saying? I guess it is, because David is saying he has the spanner as well. Christopher Boys. Hey, Chris, how you doing? I'm doing well, mate. I've not seen your name before. You new to my channel? Not seen your name before. How are you, Christopher? How are you, Chris? Or do you prefer to be called Christopher? There's only a select few people that call me Christopher, because that actually is my name. But yeah, only a select few people call me that. Sid Cannon, how are you, mate? Thanks for coming in. Hope you're well as well. Bramall saying you got the spanner, so I did. I managed to sort it out. So not that I don't know whether I really needed moderators as such. I do get the odd spam comment on a live, but I don't have any trolls as such, which is quite nice. But I thought, just in case it happens, make a few people some moderators. But I'm a dinosaur when it comes to technology. It took me ages to work it out. In the end, it was actually quite a simple thing to do. Certainly followed Thomas's advice about just searching it on YouTube, which was the obvious answer to do. Search YouTube on how to add moderators. David is saying hi to Sid. Hi, Sid. Hope you're well. Mark Jones, I haven't got a toolbox. You've not got a spanner, Mark Jones. Man, I thought I'd given you a spanner. I will give you a spanner, Mark. Well, I don't know if how I do it from here though. If I click on that one, you can go on there. So that when I click on the three dots, it says put you in timeout, which I don't want to do, or block you. I don't want to do that. I will add you the way I did before, but I won't be able to do it today. But you will get one, Mark. I will give you a spanner. Hey, Raggy's in the room. How are you, Raggy? Hope you're well. Congrats, Chris and Hale. Thank you very much, Raggy. Kent's in the room as well. Big congratulations on 500. Well deserved. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the channel, and like I say, it's a hobby. It's an escape. It's somewhere to go to. My little corner here, and just escape the world by reviewing beer and doing a few lives. So yeah, it's just a hobby that I'm, just always amazed that people subscribe to it and follow what I do and chat to me. And I think it's very rare that I don't answer a comment on my beer reviews. If anyone leaves a comment, I always do my best to answer every single comment that goes on there. So yeah, it's cool. It's a great channel. I enjoy it. David saying hi to Raggy, and Christopher Boys is saying evening to Raggy as well. Raggy is saying evening. Hey, Jack Howard's in the room. How are you, Jack? The Suffolk Viking. Oi, 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 oi. Whereabouts in Suffolk are you from, Jack? Suffolk's a lovely part of the world. Pete's in as well. Hi, Pete. How you doing, mate? Glad to see you're in as well. Thank you for joining us. David saying, Mr. Howard, hope all well on the troll patrol today. Hopefully, I won't have any trolls. Don't think I have any. I'd like to keep it that way, really. Christopher Boys is saying, yeah, I subscribed after Crummy's 12-hour live stream, and most people call me Chris. Good skills. I'll call you Chris Boys then. Or just Chris. So yes, thank you for subscribing after Crummy's 12-hour live. It was a good old 12-hour live, that was. Fair play to Crummy for doing 12 hours. That takes some staying power, that does, doesn't it? I know he had guests on as well, which kind of helps, but you still got to manage it and organise it, and he did some giveaways as well, and some of those giveaways came out of his own pocket as well, so that was really cool and very kind of him. So yeah, good skills, Tom, on the 12 hours. Thank you, Pete. On the big 500, yeah, I think we're up to about 508, but yeah, it was good. Scott definitely helped. Scott from Scott on Wonders World. He certainly plugs my channel, which is good of him as well. And that's what the beer community is about, isn't it? It's all sharing and helping each other. Always at Mr. Wilson, mate. Hope you're good, mate. Evening, Ragstar. You finished the painting, Leonardo. Has Raggy been doing a bit of painting, has he? Right on the sea, mate. Small place called Aldborough. I know Aldborough really well, mate. I've been to Aldborough many a times. In fact, my mum owns a property in Aldborough, which is right on the coast. It's not far from where all the boats are, up the top end, where that strange-looking, quite large building that overlooks the sea, up there, near that end of Aldborough. So, yeah, I know Aldborough really well. I've been there many a times, and there's certainly some good fish and chip shops in Aldborough as well. It's a lovely little village or town. It's not a town, is it? Aldborough is such a seafront town, I suppose. But yeah, lovely place, really lovely place in the world to live. So yeah, that's nice. Like I say, spent many a weekend there. Hey Jack, nice day out on a shopping trip. Got some beers and chocolate bars. Beer and chocolate bars. Can't go wrong with beer and chocolate bars, can we? What beers did you get in, David? What beers did you go out and buy today on your shopping trip? Kevin Parton, congratulations on 500. Thank you very much, Kevin. Appreciate you coming in. Do well, Wilson, mate. I've had gelato down the beach. Nice. Salty Popcorn's in. Salty, how are you? Nice to see you in as well. You've been banging the paraffin lamp beers. Morris West, congratulations, Chris. Thank you, Morris. You seem like a new name to me as well. So thank you for dropping in, Morris. Thank you. Where did you come across my channel, or have you been following my channel for a while and I just haven't noticed? Up towards the boatyard. Cool. Near Mark's favourite car park. Well, Mark's that end of the world as well, isn't he? So yeah, that's a nice place to live, Aldborough. I know the boatyard area really well, because like I said, that's where my mum has her place there. So that's really cool. So let's have a look at a beer, shall we? I've picked up for the 500 subscriber edition live, it made sense for me to pick up a Mad Squirrel beer, as they're only down the road and they are a good brewery. And this is one of their new ones. This one's called Yosemite, which is a West Coast Ripper. Not a dipper, but a ripper, coming in at 5.9% ABV. There it is. A ripper. So this has got rye in it, which is why they're calling it a ripper. Mad Squirrel have kind of moved away from, for this can, from their usual artwork. They've got mountains and trees on it, which isn't what Mad Squirrel normally do. They normally have a funky pattern. So yeah, there it is, a West Coast Ripper. West Coast, they're certainly one of my most favourite styles. If you can hear a whirling noise, it's because the wife's got the microwave on at the moment. That'll probably be going off fairly shortly. She's making popcorn by the looks of it. Her and the son are watching a movie. So Yosemite, a Ripper. I'll read what it says on the side. It says, take a journey with Yosemite, our new West Coast Ripper. Travel through a vista of piney, resinous notes and heavy hints of citrus fruits with a bitter finish. Also, an addition of rye gives it a dry and spicy edge. This truly iconic brew is our very own Californian dream. That pop-in popcorn is quite an annoying noise when you're trying to talk. Can you hear it? Can you hear the popcorn popping away in the background? You all right there, love?
Yeah.
Are you nearly done with your popcorn?
No, 30 seconds.
No, I'm not allowed to just have peace and quiet on a live. They have to come in and interrupt. How long have we got left? 30 seconds?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Can you hear the popping? It's annoying. So you're also going to put this beer in the Mad Squirrel glass as well. We're going to whack it in there. Tell Rachel to keep it down, mate. Yeah, cheers, Pete. Yeah, we can all hear it, can't we? And now, there we go. Now it's beeping. Morris says, found the whole crowd after John from Lords did his Canada protest follow along. Oh, cool. Happy days. Beer Goggler, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Quick hey, hey. Hey, hey. Tell Rachel to keep it down, mate. Yeah, keep it down. Now she's going to rip the bag open, rustle it all into a bowl. There we go. This is the problem when your little beer escape is in the kitchen. You can only have that escape when no one comes in and interrupts it. Do you do any other accents apart from Jamaican, mate? I'm rubbish at accents. Rubbish.
You did a Jamaican accent.
I don't know. Did I do a Jamaican accent? When do I do a Jamaican accent? Or are you talking to somebody else?
Oh.
Who knows?
There you go. See, now you can't complain.
Can't complain. No, I've got a little mini bowl of popcorn to go with it. Thanks, love. No, I can't really do accents. I'm rubbish at accents. Yeah, and if I did a Jamaican one, I'd like to know. Been in Home Bargains, got 3 Saugatuck beers and a Hawk's Head. Route 590 had the Saugatuck stouts before, and they were both very nice. Neapolitan milk stout and a blueberry maple stout. I've had a Neapolitan milk stout before and wasn't keen. If it's like a Neapolitan ice cream stout, I'm not a big fan of ice cream stouts. I struggle with ice cream stouts or ice cream IPAs. I do struggle with. Can Rachel whistle too? Rachel's very skilled. She can do many things. What she's most good at is annoying me, especially when I'm on a live. Your wife has a laugh like Barbara Windsor. She's a good girl, my wife. She is a very good girl. There it is. There that is. Let me just click on this comment. Where is it? Paul's in the house. Evening, Chris. Congrats again on the 500 subs. Here's to the next 500. Thank you. I don't know if you saw, Paul, but I've just introduced this new Mad Squirrel one. I know you're a fan of Mad Squirrel. You're only down the road. The Yosemite West Coast Ripper. It doesn't really focus very well to see the words. There it is. Ripper. Coming in at 5.9%. So, yeah, that's what we're having a little look at. So let's have a look. Let's have a sniff. You attempted Australian, but sounded more Jamaican. Did I even attempt an Australian? How did I do that? When did I do that? Oh, yeah, see, now I want to do an Australian accent, but now that I'm under pressure, I can't do the Australian accent. I might just burst into an Australian accent a bit later on in the live. But anyway, there's the beer. There it is, the Mad Squirrel Ripper, West Coast Ripper. And it smells a bit Smells a bit bland, actually. A bit bland. Not much going on that smell. Where did I get up to on the comments? There we go. Dave saying hi to Paul. Yeah, I'm struggling to get much aroma from that. It's got a bit of a, dare I say it, a bit of a dirty smell to it. I think the problem is this popcorn, this fresh, really popped popcorn is just filling the room, and I'm really struggling to pick out the aromas on this. So I'm just going to crack on with the taste. That's nice. Mark is saying, I'm just cracking a Brew York coconut, cocoa, tonka, and vanilla milk stout, 8.5%. Brew York do make some cracking stouts. They do like to use tonka as well, don't they? But they do make some good stouts, do Brew York. I've not had a Brew York for a little while. I did a live. Was it a live? It was a live. I did a live with Paul a couple of weeks ago where we reviewed a couple of Mad Squirrel beers. And one was really good and one was really poor. This new one they've released is bang in the middle. It's quite average. It's not one of Mad Squirrel's best beers. Again, I'm just getting a bit concerned about Mad Squirrel. They seem to be dropping off a little bit quality-wise. Is it a West Coast? It certainly is resinous. It is piney. It is bitter. But it's got quite a floral, herbal element to it. It's definitely got a bit of spiciness to it, which is quite nice. But West Coast shouldn't really be spicy. Bitter, yes. Piney, yes. But spicy, not overly. The West Coast shouldn't be overly spicy. But this is quite spicy. Fruit-wise, citrus, big citrus. Certainly grapefruit, lemon and lime. It's an easy drinking beer. What did I say the ABV was? 5.9. It's not the best West Coast that I've ever had. Scott's in the house. Well done, mate. Well deserved. Thank you very much. How are you, Scott? I hope you're well. Jack Coward. Hope your new gaff has a spare room like old Paul to hide away from the wife and noise mate. Every man needs an escape room. They do, you're right. And we were recently looking at houses. We lost out on a couple. So we've kind of gone back to the drawing board a little bit. So we might be staying put for a little bit longer, maybe even till the end of the year. And who knows what's going to happen with the property market at the moment with what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. Who knows? Things could change in the housing market and prices wise. Who knows what's going to happen with interest rates and things like that when things go on like wars, etc. It does have an impact. So, I don't know, maybe it's the right time just to sit back and watch and see what happens. So, yeah, I'm going to have to keep putting up with the corner in the kitchen. But when we do move, that is on the list of requirements on the houses. It is on there. I must have a room to myself, a decent beer shed, converting a bit of a garage, whatever, or another bedroom. So if we get a 4-bedroom house, then the 4th bedroom will definitely be Chris's Beer Reviews beer room, without a doubt. David is saying hi to Scott. Blake Barrington, you're troll. Well, not troll, but spam. So that's what moderators are for, aren't they? Not moderators there to get rid of these little things. Come on, mods. I've made people mods. It's called Tonkoko. Tonkoko. Sounds right, that one. Sounds pretty good. Paul is saying good evening to David. So what sort of beverages are you drinking at the moment, people? And how has your weekend been? Anyone done anything exciting other than beer shopping? I drove through a town called Hitchin today when I was taking my son's girlfriend home. And as I was driving through Hitchin, I came across another beer shop, which I think is the same company that run the one in St Albans. Didn't have time to stop and have a look, but it looked good. It was quite a big old beer shop. I've done that comment, haven't I? So I'm rubbish at trying to keep up with where the comments are. We're up to there, weren't we? And then we had that troll comment or spam, and that's where we were up to. We were up to Paul's comment. Evening, Paul. You gave us a thrashing today, bud. Yeah, I almost said mighty Spurs then. There's nothing mighty about Spurs, even though I am a Spurs fan. Yeah, they did, didn't they? 4-0. But it's just typical Spurs, isn't it? They go and beat Man City, lose to Burnley, and then beat another team. They're just not a consistent team, are they, Spurs? Just not consistent whatsoever. But Daniel Levy has got to put his hands in his pockets if he wants Spurs to be a big club. And as a Spurs fan, I'm quite happy to say Spurs are not a big club. They're just not. They've got a big stadium. They've got a nice training ground, but they're not a big club. But one trophy in 22 years, and even that trophy was a Mickey Mouse trophy. Just not a big club. Just aren't. Hey up, Scott, you mad head. Bramo is saying, just having a marble bitter. It's dry, bitter, and northern. Do like a bitter. There needs to be more bitters in the world. There's plenty out there, but they could do with making a bit more of a comeback, bitters. This beer from Mad Squirrel, this Yosemite West Coast Ripper, I was really looking forward to it, and it is really quite a disappointment, to be quite honest. I speak to you a lot, so much I don't even bother to say hi anymore. Apart from Gent Mr. Wilson, he needs addressing. If you say so. Got no idea what you mean there, Jack. Hello about Mark Jones. Yeah, it was a bit comfortable, which I wasn't expecting. Leeds are in trouble. Leeds are in trouble, aren't they, I think? But then so are Everton as well. Are Everton playing Man City today? Are they playing Man City? I think they are, aren't they? Let's have a look. Are they playing Man City? I'm sure they are. Fairly sure they are. Is it an evening kickoff, 7:30? So they would have kicked off, wouldn't they? I don't know why I'm looking. I shouldn't really be focusing on that, should I? I should be focusing on talking to you guys, really. Let's just do that. Oh, I don't know. I can't find it now. Bramall had that on tap. A very nice bitter. There you go. I think Beasler is getting sacked. He probably will, wouldn't he? They probably will sack him. He's done a lot for Leeds, hasn't he? But it comes down to results, doesn't it? When you're sitting near the relegation, yeah, you're probably going to get sacked if you're not getting results, are you, really? David Wilson, it certainly is not traditional, but new world flavour. Mortgage rates just about to explode through the roof. Yeah, they probably are. And who knows what's going to happen with the crisis over in Russia and Ukraine, and certainly if the UK get involved in that as well. Oh dear, now the daughter's in the kitchen. You see, they just can't leave me alone on the live. It's like they just have to come in here and pester me, isn't it, Leah? The son's going to walk in now as well. You watch, there he is, see? They can't help themselves. They have to just keep coming in. Son's dying, he's coughing up his lungs. Typical teenager with his trousers halfway around his arse, so his boxer shorts are showing above, as they do. Don't know why they do it. I don't even think that's comfortable, is it?
I haven't tied these up and they keep falling down.
Yeah, what Ed?
Yeah, what else?
What is? Oh yeah, and the daughter's messing around with cakes and plastic tubs. They just cannot help themselves. It's like it, as soon as I go live, it just draws them in. They have to come and interfere. They all could get these things before I go live. I'm sure they do it on purpose. Don't you, Leah? You're going to stick your face in. Come on. Come and say hello. Your hair looks fine. Oh, 11 years old and worried about how the hair looks. Mad, isn't it? What's going on with Russia and Ukraine? Is there a spot of bother? Apparently so. Apparently there's something going on over in Ukraine and Russia. They're having a bit of a spat, aren't they? Yeah, maybe Beasler. Paul, if you're still here, I've sent you a link if you want to come on. I think I've WhatsApped it to you if you want to come on. StreamYard displays messages after deleted have removed user from the room. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That does make sense. Vocation Toucan Tropic. Any good? Vocation are still making good beers, aren't they? Toucan Tropic. Not heard of that one from Vocation. Is that a new one? Got 8 pints of barely drinkable cider in the pint or two. Drink or chuck. Do you know, I've never heard I don't think I've ever heard anyone. I must be wrong. There must be people that do enjoy the pinter, but and you've got the pinter too as well. Most people I speak to, but darling, most people have got the pinters that I know never say good things about them, and it's a shame because it looks like a good bit of kit, and it'd be nice if it did work. You know, it sounds quite simple, but I just get a feeling it isn't as simple as it looks really. And maybe Beasley's time is up. Leeds head went down as soon as the first goal went in. I thought only after the first goal. Shouldn't be doing that. Have you tried the craft beer shop in Hitchin, mate? Funny enough, I've just been talking about that, Pete. He must have disappeared out the room. I said I drove through Hitchin today and saw the craft beer shop. It's the same. I'm sure it's the same people that run the St Albans one. And if I had time, I would have stopped, but I didn't have time. But it was packed. It was absolutely packed because they've got a few taps as well, haven't they, in there, and some tables. But it was absolutely heaving. Hey, David's in the house from I've Had Worse, which is a fantastic channel. Congrats on 500. Here's to the next. Let's hope so. If by any chance you haven't heard of David's channel, I've Had Worse, go and check that out. Oh, excuse me, because great channel. I love David's channel. With Madam Director behind the camera as well. They're a great pair, and it's a great channel. So if you haven't heard of that one, go over and have a look at David at I've Had Worse. Really is a good channel. Thoroughly enjoy his channel. Beer Goggler, Chuck, if you have something else to consume. Chuck, unless you have something else to consume. Unless the cider is absolutely undrinkable, then then drink it. Just drink it, unless it's undrinkable. Scott, what we were drinking. Scott, do you want to come on? I've sent you the link as well. You're more than welcome to come on if you're not doing anything, Scott. Feel free to come on. I'm sure I've sent it to you. I definitely sent it to Paul, and I'm sure I sent it to you. Let me just double check. I have sent it to you. You should have it. So yeah, if you want to come on, Scott, you're more than welcome, mate. Especially as you've helped promote my channel as well. So that'd be cool if you can come on. Scott's put out a couple of community posts promoting my channel. So yeah, if you want to come on, Scott, feel free to do so. I've sent you the link. David Wilson, yep, been putting off the inevitable. Last 5 games, you've had 20 goals against. Yeah, you have shipped a lot of goals. You definitely have shipped a lot of goals. That's not going to help the cause, is it, really? Really isn't. That Mad Squirrel beer, I'm going to leave that for a minute and go back to the Krombacher Dark. Has anyone had a Krombacher Dark? I don't think I've seen any reviews on Krombacher Dark. It's quite nice, but that Mad Squirrel beer is a bit of a letdown. A71 Brewing Funky Drummer. Had Foster's tonight. Oh, you poor man. Still regretting it on the wine now. Which wine are you drinking, David? I do like a good wine. Nice, decent red wine. Do enjoy it. But had Foster's, yeah. Did you review it? You must have reviewed it. You surely haven't bought that to drink. You must have bought that to review it. Surely. It's dreadful. It's not as bad as Carlin, though. Carlin, for me, whilst it is one of the biggest selling beers in the UK, is also probably the most nastiest beer in the UK. Foster's is marginally better. City beat Everton 1-0. Yeah, I'm not surprised, really. I'm surprised it was only 1-0. Yeah. I don't know if Lampard's made the right choice taking that Everton job. I don't think he should have taken it. I don't think he was ready for that type of job. And Everton could go. Everton could drop. Norwich are definitely going to drop. Watford probably will. Burnley, I think, probably the only team out of the bottom 3 that I think could get out of the bottom 3. Sean Dyche is great at doing it every season, and they're getting them out of there. And Everton could drop. I do think Everton could drop. Yeah, I don't think Frank Lampard should have taken that job, to be quite honest. No issues, Paul. Just got your text. No messages. You have sent me a message. No issues at all, mate. Not a problem. You're not on the beers tonight, Thomas. Why are you not on the beers, Thomas? Have you not actually got any in, or not well? Working tomorrow? Very kindly, Thomas has shared the link to David's channel, I've Had Worse. So yeah, go and subscribe to that. if you come across my channel, I'm sure you've probably come across David's, and go and have a watch. Really do enjoy his channel. He pretty much reviews pretty much everything you can generally buy in a supermarket or places like B&M, etc. So yeah, he reviews all the stuff that's very easily accessible. I'm just going to shut the kitchen door because the wife and son are watching a movie and it's getting really loud. So I'm just going to shut the kitchen door. Not going anywhere other than shutting the door. To get rid of that background noise. Pint of 2 is better kit than pint of 1, but the new beer kits are not up to it. 2 out of 2. Duff, that's bad, isn't it? 2 out of 2. You're really not probably unlikely to go back for a third, are you? If you have 2 out of 2, then you're unlikely to go and have a third. What's the price of the pint of 2? Was it dearer than pint of 1 as well? Because they're over 100 quid, aren't they? I think when they pint of 1 first came out, they were selling them at 99, but I think they're quite a bit over the £100 mark now, aren't they? And in principle, they look like they should work. You know, they look good. When you read the sales pitch of them, it sounds quite straightforward, but they just seem to be far from it. Give me about 30 minutes. I'm out with Wanda and I'll pop on, mate. Cool. Hopefully I'll still be going in 30 minutes. I'm sure I will be. We've only been going a half an hour as well. Stuntman Steve, you're in the house. How are you, Stuntman Steve? Hope you're doing really well, mate. Hope you're okay. Nice to see you in. Not drinking tonight either too much last night. You did a live last night, didn't you, Steve? You normally do a Friday night live, don't you? Was it on there that you had a few too many? David is saying, thanks very much, Thomas. That's kind of you. Yeah, I know I've said it, but subscribe to David's channel. David is saying hi to Stuntman Steve. No money, no beer. That's not a good place, is it? No money and no beer. If I could send you some, I would, but I think it's probably quite costly to send some over to Ireland, isn't it? I don't know what the shipping costs are at the moment. That's a shame. But I hope you're okay, Thomas. I hope you're okay. Feel free to message me on Insta or something if you need to talk about anything. Right, I'm setting my alarm for about 30 minutes so I know when to leave. Scott's coming, so everyone bails out. Brilliant. David Howes, how's you, sir? Bramall is saying that when the beer review, Thomas, have you got any homebrews on the go? Cheaper than commercial. Do you do homebrews, Thomas? Are you into the old home brewing? Can't remember if you are or not. Do you do the homebrews? Not sure. Can time you out now if you want, Jack? Oh, you can because you've got a spanner. I'll give it half hour before you crack in a beer, Steve. Yeah, crack a beer. Get a beer open. There the dog. Sort you right out. So what are people's views on the Russia situation? Do you think we should get involved? Difficult one, isn't it? A difficult one, but it just dominates the news, doesn't it? We've moved on from COVID, haven't we? No longer talking about COVID. Now we're talking about the Russia situation. It's not a good situation, that's for sure. Certainly feel for the people of Ukraine. And yeah, 5-hour live last night with Trilby Phil. I did pop in for about 5 minutes, and then I had to go out and do something. So yeah, I did see that you were on there. 5-hour live, that's epic, mate. That's a good live. 5 hours. I don't think I could do it. 5 hours. I probably could push, but I think if you've got guests on, it's all right. Or if you've got a channel where it's so big, you've got so much chat, people commenting that you can talk about all those comments. But I don't think I could do a 5-hour solo. I think I might struggle with that. Simo, how are you, mate? Thanks for coming in. Thank you very much. Hope you're well, mate. Watched a bit of your live as well last night. Always try to. If you've got the minerals, Mr. Wilson. David is saying hi to Simo. And evening at Stuntman Steve. Quite a few people chatting amongst yourselves, which is nice to see. So what did you talk about for 5 hours, Steve, with Trilby? You had more than Trilby on though, didn't you? I'm sure when I clicked on it, you had someone else on, someone with quite a long looking beard as well, when I watched for a little bit. If we get involved, Putin will go nuclear. I know he will, wouldn't he? if there's any man in the world that I think would go nuclear, it's Putin. More so than when Trump. Trump was another man that I thought could go nuclear. But if anyone can go nuclear, it's Putin, isn't it? And I think probably the UK government know it. They know he would go nuclear, and that's the end of all mankind, pretty much, isn't it? Because I'd imagine Putin's probably got thousands of them, absolutely thousands. So Thomas has got no homebrew at the moment. Was disappointed with the last few I've done. Yeah, I don't know about homebrewing. It does seem like a lot of effort, homebrewing. I know Raggy does a lot as well, and Shark does a lot of homebrewing. Does seem like a lot of effort. I'd like to, but I haven't got the time. It just seems like a huge amount of effort. Mr. Wilson, say to Simo, I said hi, will you, mate? He can never see my chat, but we are KL. We are KL. What's our KL? We are KL. I don't know what KL means. Is that Ute speech? KL? What's that an abbreviation for? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. But I had people, so went back and forth. Yeah, I can imagine in 5 hours you're certainly going to consume some beer. And that's another reason why I admire Tom so much with his 12-hour live. Let's go 12 hours and drinking beer throughout. He obviously paced himself well, but I'd have been ruined. I'd have been absolutely ruined after 12 hours. Did I miss a comment then? No, I didn't. I don't think Putin is all there, to be honest. I think that's a fair assessment, Mark. I think that's a very fair assessment. I don't think he's all there. No, he probably isn't, which that's what makes him dangerous, though, isn't it? That is definitely what makes him dangerous. He's definitely not all there. I think I had 5 at one point. Fair play, Steve. Fair play having 5 on. I get twitchy with that many on. Or if I'm on another channel and there's 5 in, I generally don't speak. I could just fade into the background if there's that many on. At Bramwell Backroom Brewery evening. Hope you're good. Come on, guys, give Chris a like. Yeah, give it a like, people. How many likes are there? I've got no idea, but give it a like. So you're right, Mark. Come on, guys, give it a like. And I know a lot of people go on about giving things a like, but what it does is it just pushes it up the YouTube algorithm. I mean, I'm never going to get enough to probably push it up far enough to introduce it to other people, but why not? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a like. As you can see, I run my lives through StreamYard. I don't do them directly on YouTube. So things like likes, I can't see. I can see how many people are in, and obviously I can see your comments, but I cannot see how many likes it's getting unless I look on my phone at the same time. But then I don't really like to sit here looking at my phone whilst trying to talk to you guys, really. So I can see there's 19 watching. And if let me click on my own video, see how far behind I am. 14 likes, that's all right. I thought it'd be less than that. I'm quite happy with that. 14 likes, all is good. Got no issues with that. I say nuke him before he nukes us. Yeah, that'd be hard work. My old man always taught me to always get the first punch in, and it served me well. And it generally can't it, getting the first one in. But the moment we launch, he'll know, and he'll have time to launch his. And we're only a small little island, aren't we? Yeah, hit first, ask questions later. With Putin, probably could work, but yeah, the moment we launch, he'll launch, because he'll know. They've all got technology, haven't they? They can all see who's launched. We might kill him before he kills us, but he will launch. Never tasted a decent home brew, says Pete. Seems far too much fumu seems fumu effort with a very average tasting endgame. Seems far too much effort with a very average tasting endgame. Yeah, the people's homebrews I've tasted have been a bit average. I think you've got to have a serious old setup to get it bang on right. He's also a former KGB. Yeah, I've got no doubt he probably is old Putin. He's definitely a very, very dangerous man. Pete Wickens' homegrown bud is exactly the same. Homegrown bud is exactly the same. Here he comes. The sun's back in the room. Homegrown bud. Are we talking Narbis here, Pete? Jack, we talking growing your own cannabis? Homegrown bud is exactly the same. I'm guessing you are. Who's Steve Chris? Who's Steve Chris? Who's Steve Chris? Pete, homebrew nowadays is different than the stigma it used to have. Honestly, some are far better than commercial beers. But yeah, and you're a man that does a lot of homebrewing, aren't you, Bramall? So I suppose it's just practice, isn't it, and getting it right, having the right kit and everything else. If I ever found myself in a position where I didn't have to work for a living and I had space and time, I'd give it a go. I'm sure you obviously work for a living, Bramall. And you've probably been doing it a long old time. And I often wonder, not that I'd buy it, but I often look at all those kits that you get in Wilkinson's and think, well, it's all here. Everything seems to be here to buy it, to do it. But I don't know. I don't know about buying brewing out of Wilkinson's. But yeah, and that's how a lot of craft breweries have started, haven't they? A lot of craft breweries have started from brewing their own and then upping their game in terms of what equipment they've got. So yeah, it's obviously doable. Otherwise, people wouldn't do it. So it obviously is doable, but I don't know. I just haven't got the time to do it, I don't think. Putin is what? Nuts? It's definitely something like that, isn't it? Okay, maybe not the nukes then. Maybe send the old SAS in to have a quiet word. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is surely a special forces could get to him, be it ours or somebody else's, but I'd imagine he's got some serious old hiding places that would be quite impossible to get to him. But he needs taken out, doesn't he? He definitely needs taken out. He really does. Now, I'm going to find another nice beer to have a look at. So I'm just going to disappear out of the shop and get us another beer to have a look at. Going to quickly down at the Mad Squirrel one whilst I'm looking, and I'll find us something tasty to have a little review of. Just pop the fridge open. See what I can find. Do you think it's too early for an 8.5% double IPA? What do we reckon? What have we got here? Wheat beer. Moving the goalpost wheat beer from Six Hills. Not sure I really fancy that just at the minute. Let's stick with the West Coast. Let's stick with the West Coast. There's another one I picked up. I know people have a bit of an issue with Magic Rock Brewing. Apparently, their owners have sponsored some bad things in the world. I'm not entirely sure how true that is, but I do like a West Coast, and so I picked this one up as well. Stop Clock. Let's see if we can get that to focus properly. Oh, I'm rubbish at getting things to focus. A West Coast IPA. This one comes in at 6.5% from Magic Rock, called Stop Clock, and there is absolutely no write-up on this whatsoever. It says think magic, drink magic, and that's about all you're getting. No other fancy words of wisdom on the side of that, but I do like a West Coast. It is one of my most favourites. And let's see if this is an improvement on Mad Squirrel's version. We'll pop it straight into the Mad Squirrel glass. Normally I use a clean glass for every beer, but sod it, I won't bother. Let's get that in there. Where were we up to on the comments? Because a few more have dropped in. I think we got to about there. I think, Bramall, you ain't a home brewer, you're a mad scientist. Yes, Chris, mate, I was talking homegrown herbs. Always similar taste, low on potency. Fair enough. So let's hide that so we can have a look at this one. So the Stop Clock West Coast IPA from Magic Rock. That's a bit more West Coast looking, not completely hazy. Can see through it, but a slight haze. That's more like a West Coast. That Mad Squirrel one was completely see-through. I know on that camera you can't see through that, but you can. Not much of a head. Let's see how this one that sniffs, shall we? That's better. That smells like a West Coast. Get light tropical aroma. And you can almost pick out the pininess on the aroma as well, which is nice. That smells more like a West Coast. Happy days. Let's see how this one tastes. Cheers, everybody. That's more like it. That's not bad. What did I say the ABV was? Well, I always forget the ABV. I say that on nearly all my videos, don't I? What did I say the ABV was? 6.5%. Mouthfeel wise, that's quite thin for 6.5%, but it definitely tastes more like a West Coast than that Mad Squirrel Yosemite. It definitely tastes more like a West Coast. I've got that bowl of popcorn sitting there as well. I haven't touched it. Don't know why my little finger was sticking up. Yeah, nice citrus, nice kind of stone fruit flavors as well. And a nice, gentle, piney, bitter finish. That is more like a West Coast. That is much better than that Mad Squirrel beer. And I know a lot of people don't like Magic Rock, but that's quite decent, that. We'll have some more. Yeah, that's plentiful nice. Plentiful nice. Where's that come from? Let's have a look. We've done that one. David Wilson, Jack, hopefully the Russians will turn on him. You reckon? Really? Do you think that's possible? That his own people would turn on him? Oh, I wouldn't write it off, but do I think that's possible? No. Can you imagine turning against Putin? If you live in Russia and you turn against him, what's likely to happen to you? Oh, I can't see it. I really can't see it. I'd rather the UK didn't get involved because I just think I know what's going to happen. But at the same time, I think the Ukrainians are definitely going to need some help. If we don't go do anything, that's kind of what I'm thinking with almost what I was saying before I clicked on your comment. If we don't do anything, he'd go on to Poland, then the next, and where does he stop? Absolutely, that's what I mean. Part of me thinks we shouldn't get. Oh, excuse me, got a burp. Sorry. Part of me thinks we shouldn't get involved, but if we don't, then that's the problem, isn't it? Is where does he stop? If we don't get involved and he thinks, well, the UK are not getting involved, America's not getting involved, I'll just keep going, then that's when things get messy, don't they? Jack Howard, yes, Doc, from Back to the Future. Back to the Future, classic old film, isn't it? Back to the Future, one of the all-time greats of the 80s, isn't it? Back to the Future. Not entirely sure what your comment means, but yeah, great old film. And never too early for an 8. Never too early for an 8. 8%? Is that what we're talking about? 8%? My memory's crap. Absolutely horrendous. Never too early for an 8. Are we talking an 8% beer? Yeah, we are. Of course we are, because I mentioned it, didn't I? I spoke about doing when I disappeared down there, didn't I? I said about, is it too early for an 8%? And I was going to pull out a double IPA, which I will pull out at some point. It is a really nice looking 8% double IPA. So never too early for an 8. God, it took my brain a while to catch up with that one, David, didn't it? That took a while. I'm just opening an 8.5% milk stout. Get it down, ya. Get it down, ya, son. Get it down, ya. It's the only accent I can do is going back to kind of like my London roots, really, because I grew up in London. Just opening an 8.5% milk stout. Which one is it, Mark? What variety of milk stout are you opening? I'd be interested to hear. He's also threatened Sweden and Finland. Give it a rest, is he really? What's he threatening them for? Why is he threatening Sweden and Finland? The man's immense. The man's an absolute nutcase, isn't he? Threatening Sweden and Finland as well. On what grounds is he doing that? I mean, I generally try not to watch a lot of the news. I just generally prefer to live in a bubble of not listening to the news. But obviously with the Russia situation, you can't get away from it because it's on every single radio station. Every time you turn the TV on, there's an update. But I generally don't watch the news. I generally just, other than football news, sports news, football, F1 and other sports, that's about all I generally try and watch on the news. I just try and live in a happy little bubble of not listening to it. So why on earth is he threatening Sweden and Finland? Oh, that's nice. I'm enjoying that. Quite fresh. Oh, I've got a Daya beer as well. I've got a new Daya that's only just recently come out. Should have got that one out. Do like a Daya beer. And I haven't really reviewed many Dayas as well. I think I've only reviewed one Daya beer on my channel. Yeah, I quite like their beers, and I've got quite a new one in the fridge. That needs to come out as well. I forgot all about that. Putin will go to the point of crippling his own people and country, then top himself. Sound familiar? Yeah, doesn't it just? It certainly does, doesn't it? Dude! Daz, how are you, mate? How you doing? I spoke to your missus today on the phone. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Wicked. Just gonna pick up a couple of beers and I'll be with you. Give me 15 minutes. Give you 15 minutes? You said you'd be here in half an hour. To be fair, we're still within that half an hour window, Scott. So yeah, get yourself some beers and get on, Scott. Get on with it. But yeah, Daz, nice to see you in, mate. Delighted you're in here as well. And I'd like to know your opinion, Daz, on the old Russia front. What do we do with Putin? Daz is someone I've been friends with for over 20 years. He was my best man at my wedding and did a really nice best man speech. Didn't embarrass me whatsoever, so that was quite nice. We've done that channel. Sleppy Dave, how are you, mate? Slurp. Nice to see you in, Sleppy Dave. Hope you're well. We need some Sleppy Dave jokes, don't we, really? I mean, his jokes are, some of his jokes are so bad, it makes them so good. So I'm sure Sleppy Dave will drop in a few of his fantastic jokes as well. Yeah, do like Sleppy Dave's jokes. They do amuse me. Hey up, David. Hey up. Hey up. Don't know why I'm going all northern. Stuntman Steve is saying hello to Slurpee as well. Everyone loves Slurpee. Everyone loves his jokes as well. Evening at Slurpee Dave. Pubs, beers and jokes. Blah, blah, blah. Ha, ha, ha. Stuntman is in. Stuntman's been in for quite a while, Slurpee Dave. You're the one that's just joined, I think, unless you've been watching for a while and now you're only just commenting. Hey up, Rob. Maybe we could grab a beer in Hitchin when free, mate. Yeah, of course we can. So I'm looking. I really want to go to Brew London this year. And Pete, well, I've just spoken to Pete about doing that. And I'm just waiting, Pete, just to see, because I'm actually working, so I'm booking annual leave. So I'm just waiting to make sure that annual leave gets approved. If it does, then I'll ping you the dates, because there's still tickets available for Brew London on both days, really, Friday and Saturday. So, but either or, we could definitely meet in Hitchin as well, mate. That would be cool. It does look good in there. I like the tables and stuff. So yeah, we could definitely do that as well, mate. Not a problem. But of course, Slurp, how's you, sir? Yeah, indeed, yeah. Imposing a no-fly zone over the Ukraine wouldn't be a big involvement, have a massive effect, plus some anti-tank weapons. Imposing a no-fly zone over Ukraine wouldn't be a big involvement, have a massive effect, plus some anti-tanks. Yeah, I get your point, but the moment we get involved, and I'm not saying we shouldn't get involved, I'm really not. It just concerns me that if we get involved, America will probably follow, and then we're looking at we're into the nuke territory, aren't we? Then I think we're going to see potentially some nukes, because I don't think Putin would give two shits about Russia being nuked to bits. As long as he's launched some, I don't think he'd care less. And he's probably got the most amazing underground bunker that he could probably live in for many years. Whereas we haven't got those luxuries, have we? I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it, whether we should get involved. Not against it, but it concerns me. It definitely worries me. Oh, the Brew York one I mentioned earlier. Fair enough, Mark. Fair enough, mate. Sweden and Finland could join NATO. It's a mad world. It certainly is a mad world. Send over the Millwall West Ham fans to fuck him over. Yeah, send them in. Send in the Millwall West Ham fans. They'd find him. Talking to those countries, why do Norwegians build their own tables? I've no idea. There we go. He's off. Slurpy Dave is off with the jokes. I like that one. Did he apparently say anyone involved? That would be consequences. I think he did, Steve. I think he did. I think he's made that very very queer. That's not what I meant to say. Very clear. He has made it quite clear that if anyone gets involved, there will be consequences, and there will be. That man's got no issues, is he, with launching nukes? No issues whatsoever. I'm surprised he hasn't taken over the Ukraine capital already. He's got the firepower to do it. So I'm surprised that Ukraine have held on to their capital, Kiev. I thought he would have had them by now. I thought this potentially could have been over within a few days, but it isn't. Yeah, Chris, did you know that there are 3 types of people in this world? Those who can count and those who can't. Oh dear. I can't. I'm rubbish at the math. Just seeing on news, Roman Abramovich has relinquished ownership of Chelsea. Chelsea? Has he really? How's he relinquished ownership of Chelsea? How's he done that? He wouldn't have sold it. He'll still be there. He'll still be part of it. He's probably just taken the title of cleaner or something. There's no way he's given up that club. No way. I can't believe that. He's relinquished ownership. He'd have just handed ownership to someone else in words, and he'd take the title of cleaner, but still be the owner. That's an interesting one. I'll have to do a bit more looking into that. Brew London is a good day out. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And I was going to go last year, and I was quite close to booking tickets for Brew London last year. And then just as I was about to book them, I looked at the dates and realised that I was on holiday. So obviously I didn't. I don't think the missus and kids would have taken too kindly to me dipping out for a couple of days from our annual holiday to go to Brew London. But yeah, I'm sure it is. And people I've spoken to have said Brew London's a good day out. Spoken to Paul about it. He certainly said it was good times. So yeah, I definitely do. I do want to get down there. Yeah, we'll do it, Pete. We would definitely do it, mate. I'm just going for a toilet break, people. Going for a wee. And I will be back. Grab yourself another beer and we'll be back and we'll chat some more. Let's whack that on mute. Unmute that. What's Daz saying? What are you saying, Daz? The world cannot stand by and watch Putin, the fuck monkey, do what he wants. Even China ain't sure. Throw some weight at it. Get NATO to grow some bollocks, send in the boys. Yeah, probably be the end of the world. But why not? China will side with Putin. China are probably just desperate for an excuse, aren't they, to fuck some shit up. And they're going to side with Putin, aren't they? China and Russia. That would be enormous, wouldn't it? An absolutely enormous force. But certainly beatable. Until nukes start going off. I have a big fear of nukes. I really do. Let's click on the Sharks in the house. How are you, Kev? Hope you're well, mate. Thank you very much for joining. His forces have already stirred up area around Chernobyl, moving about, and radiation levels gone up. Is that true, really? I know they secured the Chernobyl area, haven't they? And radiation levels have gone up. Who knows? It's just worrying, isn't it? I do have a big fear of nukes. And to be fair, if one lands near where I live, we're not going to know anything about it, but I just think they're a very awful, just a horrendous weapon, really, aren't they? Absolutely horrendous weapon. If he don't get involved, he will walk through every country he wants. I agree, Daz. I do agree. I just don't know. I don't know what the answer is. He needs stopping, of course he does. Oh, but I don't know. It's the whole nuke thing. It's the nuke thing that bothers me, because I just know he won't have any issues in doing it. I just know he won't. I try to explain to my grandson it's perfectly normal to poo your pants, but he still makes poo in your pants. I could tell you some stories about pant pooing. I could tell you plenty. If you want to know about them, I'll tell you. Nothing wrong with pooing your pants, especially when you've got bowel disease like I have. I've got many a pant pooing story. Pooed my pants in ridiculous places, but I have bowel disease. I have Crohn's disease, so I've got an excuse. Well, I haven't done it for a long time, since some surgery I had about 4.5 years ago. But pooing your pants, not a problem. I can share many a story about pooing pants, and some quite funny ones as well. If anyone wants to hear some funny pooing your pants stories, I'll tell you. I've got no issues with talking about my bowel disease and shitting your pants stories. Where's James Bond when you need him? Bloody right. Where is James Bond when you need him? Bit of Golden Gun on the PlayStation, he does. Where is James Bond? It's got to be about. Talking of James Bond, how many of you have seen the last James Bond film? How many of you have seen it? I thought it was epic. I thought it was a fantastic film. I didn't like the ending. Really didn't like the ending. Is James Bond finished? Is the name James Bond finished? 007 can carry on, but James Bond, is he finished? Is that the last ever Bond film? Who knows? So if you've seen it, I'm happy to chat about that, about whether James Bond is done. But the 007 can live on. But they killed him. They killed him. So James Bond is dead. But 007 can carry on. You can't invade Poland. That's the Champagne centre of our world. It certainly is your Champagne centre, isn't it, David? There's many a champagne that comes out of Poland. They're 8%, 9% beers. Absolutely. Held by a charity holding. Is that Chelsea? Held by a charity holding. That would be interesting. That's probably owned by Abramovich. What did the Russians say to the West? You can all fuck off. You can all fuck off. Probably did. He's handed stewardships to clubs, charitable foundation. Don't know what that means. Yeah, same as what Pete just said, isn't it? Held by a charity holding. What a load of nonsense. He's still got it, isn't he? It's still his. It's just a fancy way, isn't it? It's probably a charity that he's set up. I bet that would come out, that he owns the charity holding. Oh, the wife's on the Prosecco. Good skills, love. Are you putting anything in with that Prosecco?
Already have.
Yeah. We've got a nice gin liqueur that we put in Prosecco. And it's a, what's it called again, love?
Porn Star Martini.
Porn Star Martini gin liqueur that you put in with Prosecco. And it is delightful. I've got no issues with saying I do like a Prosecco. Yeah, there it is. Porn Star Martini liqueur, gin liqueur. As you can see, the bottle's almost done and it's shimmery. Pop that in with a Prosecco and it's immense. It really is. Yeah, I don't mind a good Prosecco. I've got no issues with that. I think I read somewhere that he wants to bring back the USSR. I've probably got no doubt, absolutely no doubt in that. On the Banks Barley Gold. Yeah, Banks beers are not great. The Banks beers that I've had. Who owns Banks now? Because Banks are not Banks. There's no way Banks are still Banks, surely. I wouldn't be surprised. Are they a Marsden's now, Banks? They've got to be, haven't they? Got to be. One of his relatives will be running foundation to hand back later. Absolutely, David. It will be that. Absolutely will be that. Have they? Well, that surprises me, Daz. China have voted against his actions. Oh, well, that's good news. That makes me feel a bit better. I would have thought China would have been straight in his pocket. I really would. That's good news if China have voted against it as well. I'm quite pleased to hear that. Oh, yeah. That's made my day in some ways. I really thought China would back Putin. Really did. If the Western world stops importing from China, they will side with money. Fair point. Because so much stuff comes from China, doesn't it? That's a fair point, because everything involves politics, doesn't it? Politics and trade. And a lot of stuff in the UK comes from China. So yeah, if China get involved, we stop trading with China. Causes them big financial issues. Good point, Daz. Good point. I thought it was okay. Ending was crap. James Bond film you're talking about, aren't you? Yeah, the ending wasn't good, was it? I didn't enjoy the ending. But they've clearly killed James Bond. So they can't do another film and have James Bond. They killed him. And it'd be horrific if he somehow survives a bomb landing on his head. That'd be like Patrick Ewing getting shot in Dallas and coming back again, wouldn't it? So yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I didn't like the ending. You are the poo pant master. I am, Daz. I am the poo pant master. Got that. I've got that shit down to a skill. I really have. Well, I did have. I can't do it anymore. It's impossible for me to do that now. The female agent was already 007 in the film. Yeah, she was. And that's what was concerning me, David. I was thinking, are they queuing her up to be the next 007? Because she did have the 007 title, didn't she, in the film? Until they gave it back to James Bond. But that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, they've given it to her. They're queuing us up for it. She could be the next 007. Clearly can't be the next James Bond, but she could definitely be the next 007. So yeah, that was my thoughts, David. I agree on that. They've queued her up for it. You are still the only person who has forced me to stop driving due to one of your farts. True story, people. That is a true story. So as I've mentioned, I've got Crohn's disease, and Crohn's disease just wrecks your bowels, and the farts are ridiculous, and the stench is unbearable. Now, Daz, my friend here on the screen, Darren Major, that boy can fart. Let's make that clear, Daz. You're pretty good at the farts yourself. But with Crohn's disease, the smell goes to another level. And we were out one day. This is going back when you had your pea green Vauxhall Nova Saloon. The man had a Vauxhall Nova Saloon in pea green. Says it all, doesn't it? So we are going back a few years. But yeah, I did drop one. And the smell was outrageous. And not only did he didn't even stop driving, Daz. You bowed out of your car while it was still moving. You were driving and you bowed out. I had to pull the handbrake up to stop the car. That was a funny moment in time. That was Pea Green Nova Saloon. Wicked. I had a Nova as well at the same time, to be fair. But that was a funny moment. He just bowed out. Just opened his door and got out while the car was moving. That was funny. It was funny. Still awaiting that couple review, Chris, of the gin and prosecco. I do need to get the wife on the channel. People do seem to enjoy my wife being on the channel, certainly even when she's in the background. She tells it how it is. I mean, I'm always honest in my reviews, but my wife, Rachel, she's brutally bloody honest. So maybe we should do the gin and prosecco review. She's been working today. My wife's a midwife. She's been working all day. Only got in a few hours ago, so I did ask her if she'd come on tonight, but not when she's been at work. It's not going to happen, but we will do that. We will definitely do that. Peter's saying the UK government would look like arseholes taking Chelsea from a charity. Smoke and mirrors, yeah, absolutely. It is all smoke and mirrors, isn't it? I agree with that. Is that Porn Star Martin? Yes, it is made by them. I'm 100% sure it's made by them. I'm going to double check, but I know it is. I don't even know why I'm double checking. Yeah, it is. Oh, the shit of fucking focus in this thing. But yeah, there it is. That word. Don't know how you pronounce that. Zimmergatium. Zimmergatium. It is, yeah. It absolutely is that mark. It's fantastic. Have you got it? It's good. It's quite nice on its own. It is actually quite pleasant on its own. But it does go at a delight in Prosecco. It does go a delight. So where's Scott? Scott said he was coming on. David is saying that Banks, yeah, there you go. Marsden's or the Wolverhampton Dudley Brewing Company, as it used to be called. Yeah, I thought they were. Oh, there's a comment from Scott. Just waiting for my laptop to power up. Well, hurry up, Scott. Power it up, son. Yeah, I thought Banks were now Marsden's. There's a couple of Banks's beers in the likes of Tesco's and Sainsbury's, and some of them are like 99p, and they're not great. Did you review it, David? Have you reviewed that Banks one? They're not great. But yeah, that Porn Star Martini. If you like Prosecco and you like gin, get that Porn Star Martini gin liqueur. Works treat. The wife loves it. Laptop or yourself, Scott. He's powering up himself, and he's not powering up the laptop. He's powering up himself without a doubt. Stuntman Steve, you're lowing. Are you lowing at my fart story? I could say so many. Having bowel disease gives you amazing poo stories. Amazing poo story. If you're not embarrassed by it, which I'm not, they give you some cracking stories. And I've got another YouTube channel called Sydney Stoma, Sydney with a Y, where I talk about my journey of Crohn's disease and having a colostomy, because I have got one. I'm not afraid to admit I've got a colostomy. Saved my life. Definitely saved my life having a colostomy. So I share that on another YouTube channel. And it does quite well, that channel. Just for an example, I looked at my analytics for my Chris's Beer Reviews channel, and it's had just over 40,000 views in total. Just one of my videos on that Sydney Stoma channel has had over 35,000, just one video. So it kind of puts things into context. But that channel, Sydney Stoma, is about helping people with Crohn's disease, bowel disease, anyone that's got a colostomy or an ileostomy. It's all there to help people, because I like helping people. So that's why I've got the other channel as well. But it does get some massive views, that channel. It's not up to 1,000 subs yet. I think it's on about 625 subscribers. But some of the views those videos get is mind blowing, and the comments are amazing. People comment about how much my videos have helped them and how it's kind of changed their lives by watching some of my videos. So that's fantastic. That's what it's all about. We can all help somebody. We can definitely all help somebody. Yeah, posted the Banks Barley Gold a while ago. Not great. I've got no doubt whatsoever that wasn't a great beer. Just no doubt about it. Yeah, about the fart story. I thought so, mate. It's not a problem. How long have you had Crohn's? I think, Mark, I've had Crohn's since I was a child, but I wasn't diagnosed until I was in my 30s, mid 30s. And I had a horrendous time, and it took a long time to get diagnosed. Amount of times I was in a really bad way, and it just took too long. So yeah, I've definitely had it since I was a kid, but only diagnosed in my 30s. I had over 20 operations in 5 years. Let's add this thing to the stream, shall we? Here he is. Oh, look at him, looking suited and booted. Looking very smart, sir.
You don't get any old rubbish with this. You get the full. It's my new style, Chris. It's called Shart. So a bit shit, a bit smart. We're Shart.
Very nice. I'm
on the phone. Once this fucking thing's decided it's going to power up, this crock of shit here. We'll swap over to there. But
What's the best?
Without sorting wedding stuff, had a bite to eat, and home all paid for. Weddings all paid for now. I'm a bit lighter in the wallet, and I'm a bit emotional, mate. If I'm honest.
Yeah, why not? It's a good day, isn't it? It's an important day, isn't it? And you've had to put it off, haven't you?
Before I go any further, 500 subs. Congratulations! It's
Thank you.
When we start this rubbish. We don't set any goal. I never set any goals. I didn't think I'd get 5 subscribers, let alone 500. So we'll set out on a sort of a weird little thing, and you get closer to the 100 subs. Those somehow stays in. So the 100 subs is always 1 sub's always the big one. Then you get to 100, and then you sort of look further on, and it's a weird thing as you go forward with it. Yeah. Those little milestones mean a lot to you. I know you, me, you, Dean, and Barry, we've got a little WhatsApp group. Yeah. I've always been one, and I've said this for quite some time now that Dean was always very, very good with me. So he was the first guy that ever had us on a live, me and Wanda, and I've never forgot that. I've never forgot the kindness of reaching down to help other people out. I'm in a position where I've got a few subscribers. If I can pull in a few favours to help other people out, I will do. And I've always found that to be sort of quite important, really.
I agree, and Dean certainly reached out to me in my sort of early times of doing YouTube, and he messaged me, and I was blown away because for me and yourself, Dean is the king of beer reviews, and when he reached out to me and said, "Do you want to do a live with me?" I was like, "Really? You want to do a live with me?" I don't even think I think I was just over 100 at that point, and I was like, "Really?
Why? Why?"
Yeah, absolutely. And we've become good friends, as we have as well. So, and on that note, I also want to thank you because I know you've promoted my channel numerous times and helped me get towards to tip over the 500 mark as well. So, thank you very much. I massively.
There's no thanks needed, really. I like. I've said this before. I get a bit of a bad rap sometimes, but I genuinely like to help if I can. I'm lucky that. I could pull in a few favours here and there, and if I can nudge people over these little milestones. I did it with Barry when Barry had about 994 or 95 or something. I called in a few favours that pushed him over as well, and I just think it's the right thing to do. We've all how seriously you take your channel. It's none of my business, really. I don't take mine seriously at all. But those little figures sometimes mean a lot to other people. So if I can help generate that little bit, then I'm all up for that, really, Chris. And you're absolutely right. I mean, we became friends. I think mainly probably through Dean as well. I think that's probably how that probably arrived. And then we worked out that we were born one day apart in the same hospital. Yeah. And it's just a bit weird.
Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is nuts. That's that, like you say, one day apart. Yeah. So there we were, as babies.
And obviously Wanda was born in the same hospital 6 years later.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But technically, we might have potentially first met by laying in a crib or whatever, probably quite close to each other.
It's and when you look at sort of weird coincidences, it's really. And we've been out and paid for the catering today. That's all done. Took Wanda off to Spoons for a bit of dinner, and I saw your invite come through on WhatsApp, and I said to Wanda, Saturdays generally are mine and Wanda's evening. I don't do anything with YouTube generally on a Saturday. And she said she's a like Chris. She's got a lot of respect for Chris. So why don't you pop on with him for a little while? Cool. So and she's had a new tattoo done, so she's out bathing that. So it's all good. So it kills a bit of time. I've come on too, and I appreciate you, mate. You're a good man. You're an honest man. You're straight down the line, and I like that. I like it. There's no shit.
No,
it's good.
And that's generally how I've always done my channel, is just by being honest. I am just an honest person, and it's the best way, really.
I think I am. I think sometimes it bites me in the arse. Sometimes, but I accept that. I've got a big mouth, and I accept that as well.
You wear your heart on your sleeve, didn't you?
I get myself into Wanda's always on me. I get myself into trouble I really shouldn't be in. But if you've got to know this. If I've got something to say, I tend to say it.
You certainly do. You certainly do. You certainly keep me entertained.
I've got an evil sense of humor. I have got an evil sense of humor. It's not for everybody's taste. I appreciate that as well. But I just say what I see. I'm a bit like Catchphrase, Mr. Gypsy. Just say what you see. And unfortunately, I mean, we were sat in Spoons earlier having something to eat, and my brain doesn't work normally. So I'm a social commentator. So something comes in and I go to say something and one just like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Just leave it alone.
Fair play.
What are you drinking anyway, pal?
At the moment, I am drinking a West Coast IPA from Magic Rock called Stop Clock.
I quite like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's from Asda.
It might well be. I picked it up in, excuse me, a local off license.
Craft beer emporium.
A
Definitely not a fucking bottle shop.
No, it wasn't a bottle shop. There's no such fucking thing as a bottle shop.
I do like winding you up there. It really makes my day.
It's definitely from. They're called the local offie. You can't argue with that. They're called a local offie. They're an off license, not this fucking bottle shop nonsense.
My favourite thing is when you did your live. I think it was with Thomas. And I said, ask Chris his views on bottle shops, and you just went off on about a 6 or 7 minute rampage. And it's just like you sort of I sit there and I chuck it in, and I go and grab my beer. I think I can have a bit of amusement for about 10 minutes over this.
Absolutely, it's the most snobbiest term there is. It's such a snobby term. There is no such fucking thing as a bottle shop. And even if you see, you've got me on it. If you go to the dictionary definition of bottle shop, it proves my point. It's just a snobby term. It really is.
I've got the I think I don't know. I have scheduled it. I've scheduled the next challenge poll for. I think it's next week. I can't remember. I did it weeks back, and I've got bottle shop as one. As one of the things, just for a giggle, to liven it up a bit, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah, that liven it up.
But what I do if off license bottle shop, whatever it is, if it wins, I'm gonna put it up to 15 quid. I think if it's a tenner, I don't think you've got a chance of coming out with more than probably one beer out of a craft beer emporium.
Well, on that front, I was in another off license this evening, this afternoon rather, and they're called Hitchin Tudor Wines is what they're called. They're called Tudor Wines, but they're in Hitchin. And I did stop in there on the way back today, and they sell everything. Lots of wines. They sell an amazing selection of wines, proper decent stuff. And they've got a huge range of craft beer, which is where I picked up this one from, the new Mad Squirrel. And I asked him the question. I said to him, what do you refer to your shop as? I said, because you sell a lot of wines, and all wine comes in bottles, and he sells a lot of fancy champagnes. He sells cheeses as well, and he sells all the macro beers. We've got a great craft range of beer. And he said he didn't really understand the question. So I said to him, are you an off license? Are you a beer shop, or are you a bottle shop? And he said, well, I'm an off license. Well, thank you very much. That'll do me.
Can you sign something to that effect?
Yeah, should have got a signed document to that effect. Yeah. It grips my piss. It really does grip my piss. As you know,
I've not noticed. It's quite funny the things that actually wind you up in life. It's and ever since you said that, I can't even remember. I think it was definitely on one of your lives or with Dean or something. I remember you saying about it, and it's always made me chuckle. So whenever I can throw the little hand grenade in and watch the you go off like a rocket, it just amuses me. And I think I can go and grab a couple of beers and think, well, this is me for the next 10 minutes.
Absolutely. It'd be interesting. I should probably do a live on it, but we'll do it now. So all the people that are watching, bottle shop, do you use the term bottle shop? And what is a bottle shop? What do people think a bottle shop is? I'd like to know, because it really does grip my piss. David Wilson says, Jack, he can't afford a hamster. I think that was in reference to you trying to power up your laptop. Now Scott's completely frozen as well. And what a great shot that is of Scott frozen, looking very dapper in his suit and his little shirt that's only got I think it looks more like a polo shirt. But yeah, what a great image of Scott frozen and that pose with Scott and Wanda in the background as well. Jack saying, sorry, David, mate, I meant rank old ferrets going around as fast as they can. What was the symptoms when you were younger? The symptoms of my Crohn's when I was younger was serious stomach cramps, very serious. He's gone. I'm sure he'll be back. Very serious stomach cramps, diarrhea, bleeding. But Crohn's is far more. It affects far more as well. It affects other aspects of your body as well. Affects your immune system. It affects your joints and your bones. Let's chuck Scott back in.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop now, so it's all good to go.
That's better. You sound louder as well. You sound even louder.
Fucking phone. Louder? I don't tell Wanda I'm louder. She'll have a go at me.
What were you just doing with your hand then? Because it looked a bit like that.
I was wiggling my earphones. But so
Cheers, mate.
what's been the highlight of your channel?
Say that again.
What's been the highlight of your channel? What have you found most rewarding from this ridiculous, stupid thing that you do?
No,
Come here.
no.
So as you asked that question, my wife was in the room and she said,
Hello, Rachel.
me. She's just walked back out. I do love having Rachel on the channel, and it's like a real bonus if I can get Rachel on the channel, and everyone seems to love seeing her on the channel. So that is it is quite a highlight when she comes on, because she's brutal. She is so brutally honest. It's unreal. Yeah, absolutely. Because Rachel's not a beer drinker, certainly as Wanda really wasn't when she first started doing them with you.
No.
So they do just say it how it is, don't they? They just say it exactly how it is, and it just comes across as so brutally honest. So that's definitely a highlight, without a doubt. I love it when Rachel joins. Other highlights, they're probably lives, really. Doing stuff with yourself and Dean, and just meeting other people. And another highlight I would say is he's not been in on the chat. He very rarely comes on lives. He's another subscriber that I've become quite good friends with, and I did quite a while ago a big unboxing of free beer, if you like, that was sent to me by a subscriber, and included in that was a keg for the PD that he gave to me as well. So meeting the likes of yourself, Dean, Baz, Paul, Tom, is fantastic. But also having that connection with a subscriber, and still talking. We talk every other week and chat. I think that's quite a highlight, and I think that just really shows how wonderful this beer community is. And it just gives you another outlet, doesn't it? It's just somebody else to talk to, somebody else to escape into with talking about beer, to take you away from ordinary life as such. So yeah, I'd say that's been quite a highlight as well. But yeah, mainly definitely meeting new people is by far a highlight. I think it just has to be, and I think that should be what this community should be about, really.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I am lucky. I've become friends with some very, very decent channel-wise. I'm very good friends, obviously, with Chris and Dave, the Butcher and the Blue Van Man. Dean, me and Dean have been friends for 2.5 years, I think. Now it's silly, and we speak most days, or text most days. You, Baz, but away from, as you say, away from actually that side of it, I've got some very good friends of people that watch the channel as well, and people that mean a lot. And it's a funny thing when you call people you've never met friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very strange medium. Is it perfect? No. Is it stressful? Isn't my fucking case. I tend to get my own share of abuse, which I'm big enough and ugly enough to take. It makes it hard sometimes, and it makes it not fun at times. But the good far outweighs the bad, and I'm lucky that I've made some really genuinely honest mates from it.
Yeah. And that's what it's about, isn't it? And,
Yeah.
and like you say, it's strange, isn't it? You become good friends with people that you haven't met, and that's really strange for me.
You come. I think lockdown helped a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a weird way, where you've met people via this medium that you'd never meet in your whole life. Obviously, I'd never know you. Yeah. I'd never meet Dean. I'd never meet Dave. I'd never meet Chris. I'd never meet Baz. I'd never come Shark over in California, Jack Howard, Rob Bramall, or Joey. All these people, you'd never come across them in any other shape or form. But suddenly, their name appears in your live stream or in your comments of your video, and you feel like you know these people.
That's right. Yeah, and that's amazing, isn't it? And at some point, I'd love to meet you and Wanda.
Yeah,
I think that'd be amazing to do. And
well, we were at the Mayor's Squirrel, weren't we? And I messaged you saying, I messaged you saying, look, I'm here. We're doing Pearl Jam, the tribute group, and I said, look, we're coming over beer. It's like fucking working.
And I was gutted because I would have been there.
I know you would.
Yeah. David Wilson is saying, Scott, you jacketed tart. How's you and Wanda? It is a good jacket.
The wedding suits turned up today. Good news. It fits.
So when are you getting married? When's that happening?
I'm right. I'm not going to say.
Fair enough.
Mainly because of certain shit that's going on my channel. I've got a couple of dickheads.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer going to promote where I'm going to be and what I'm doing. Because one of these fucking dickhead, Lee Bartlett, might turn up. So it's in the next month, shall we say? That's all we need to know. We're ready to go. It's all paid for. We're doing a live. I put it up tonight on the 11th. I was going to do, in all honesty, this is genuine honesty, I was looking to do something at the wedding.
Wow.
At the wedding. With the people that are destroying the live streams, I'm not prepared to do it.
No, that's fair enough.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a pre-drinks live on the 11th. The wedding's possibly the next day. It might be the next week. It might be 3 weeks after that. Cool. I'm no longer promoting where I'm going to be. But, yeah, all ready to go. And me and Wanda, do you know what? It was postponed for a year. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and so you should be. And like you say,
I'm very lucky with Wanda. Wanda's taken a little bit of backseat from our channel, as people may well have noticed. I miss her. I missed her on our channel. And I'm hoping to see a photo compilation of the wedding from Sam. David Wilson. Sam is videoing the wedding. We've got a photographer. Sam's going to be videoing the wedding and photoing as well. So there'll probably be. Correct. So Sam's part of the day as well. So we want him not the whole pressure on him to do the whole lot. But there'll probably be 2 lots of things come out. There'll be a video of highlights of the wedding, and there'll be like a reel of photos as well for the channel. I said I was quite prepared to do something on the day, but I can't be bothered with dickheads ruining it. I can't.
No, that's fair enough. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's your day, and it's
and I think we're at the point where it's going to be a completely YouTube free day,
and it should be. I think it should be.
Absolutely. I mean, I would do something. It's my hobby, but I know Wanda's feelings on it, and even if I'd have known you longer, Chris, you would have well had an invite to the wedding.
Yeah. That's right.
There are going to be a few people there. So Dean and Barry, Dave and Chris. But they're under instructions. There's nothing.
Yeah, and rightly so. There shouldn't. I don't think there should be anything. You know, it's a very special day, and I loved my wedding day. I absolutely loved it, and I'd love to go back in time and do my wedding day again. It was by far one of the best days of my life, and that's what it should be about. And I agree. I wouldn't go on YouTube with my wedding. No. It's a personal thing, and
we both must. I mean, Wanda sat over there. Wanda's got her comfy pajamas on now, so she's all toasty. Yeah. We did discuss it. It's not something that's caused any arguments really. It's a discussion that's been there, but I think we just and obviously with what's happened on the live streams over the last probably 6 weeks, I can't be bothered. I can't. You know what? It's ruined them a little bit, and so I've made it very, very clear now that on the live streams going forward, it's going to be subscriber only mode. So if you want to come on and you want to chat, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel because I'm done with dickheads.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, dickheads will wear you down eventually.
They don't wear me down; they wear her down.
Yeah,
and
if it's wearing Wanda down, it wears you down, doesn't it? You know, you're a double act, and so you're right. You're absolutely right to do it that way, and you're right not to do it on your wedding day. It's you and Wanda's special day, and Wanda's absolutely gorgeous and lovely. So why would you do anything? Yeah, and you're also gorgeous. Of course you are. You're certainly looking gorgeous in a suit. You look great.
This is my old court jacket, right? So I used to wear the court. It's not brought me any luck. But over the last week, I've just decided to start wearing it with anything that I've got
on. So let's catch up with some comments. But here's a comment: Have you shot yourself, Scott?
So it's a shart. So this is generally what I came up with my new style. So a bit shit, a bit smart. It's shart.
Fair enough. Shit and smart. Shart. I like that. Only emotional because you're spending money, Scott.
I wasn't emotional yesterday. Was it yesterday, Wanda? What did I pay for the square? The place where we get married. So I said it. Thursday. Yeah, It came in the more than I was expecting, and I had a bit of a grump on for about a day and a half.
Yeah, it's not.
Paid for the catering today, and they came in under what I was expecting, so it's evens itself out a little bit.
Yeah. I know when I've been married, it'll be 19 years next month. I've been married.
Fair play.
And going back 19 years, it still cost us well over 10 grand. So
we've done it on a very strict budget. And I think we've done really well.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be amazing. It doesn't matter where you get married, what the budget is, as long as you're together and you're getting married.
We're lucky. The place we're getting married in is stunning. It's a stunning venue. There's a video on the channel of the Square Tower. It's stunning. I can't say it isn't. It's the only place we looked at. Where I did the live the other day, where it was pissing down, but it wasn't pissing down. The fucking rain coming over the thing. It was in the background. It looks like a concrete monument from the outside, but inside it is stunning. It's a lovely venue, and it didn't cost. It didn't cost the earth. We were very lucky.
Good, and that's good. But it doesn't. Cost doesn't matter. It's about getting married, isn't it?
No, it does.
So Jackie's saying, well, there goes Chris keeping up with the chat now. Waffle gobs, is it?
Waffle gobs. Bit rude.
I love that. Waffle gob. Never heard that saying before.
He started calling me fucking granddad at one point.
Shit. Yeah, we're the same age. I ain't no granddad.
No, actually, you're a day older. Fuck off.
I'm definitely a granddad as a day older. I like that glass you've got. Hold that glass up again.
This is the Budvar glass.
Oh, it's the Budvar. It's ribbed at the bottom. Ribbed for your pleasure.
Fantastic. It's a fantastic glass. So and I'm actually drinking Budvar in it, so it works.
Good beer. Good beer. If it wasn't for Scott, I would be over 100. If it wasn't for Scott, I would be over 100.
Yeah, so I like Steve. Do you know what? Steve's a lovely guy. And that video of when he broke his shoulder and all that. I got the next morning. He's put that thing on his channel. and I was sat on the sofa in absolute tears laughing. And I messaged him, and I've ripped the piss out of him ever since. And Steve's, if I can help Steve in any, I know Jack's in the chat as well. If I can help Steve with his channel in any way I can, like anybody, really. But Steve's a nice guy. And for somebody, I've said this to Steve on his lives, Steve gets like 3-4 people watching him. And he sits and he chats.
I don't know who does it.
No, I was going to say the same, Chris. It baffles the fuck out of me, and I've got so much respect for him because it doesn't faze him at all.
Yeah, I know, and that's one of the reasons why when I do lives, I generally only really do lives when I'm reviewing beers because that gives me something to talk about. And yeah. I agree. When I click on Steve's lives and I see there's like only 3 or 4 in there, I think, how'd you do it? I wouldn't have the bollocks. I just think. Yeah, full respect to him because he can just keep talking.
He just keeps going, just keeps going and going. And you know what? And that's what I've probably been on Steve's lives more than I've been on anybody's because I think I've got so much respect for the guy. I just think I can give him half hour.
Yeah, I need to drop. I do need to drop on some of his. Slurpy is saying, Jack, I'll meet you in the snug. I've got to tell you what the stuntman has done. Oh, okay. Meet in the snug. Interesting.
Hang on a second. I'm just going to mute my microphone. I don't know.
He's turned his mic off. I'll catch up with the comments while he's doing that. I've got a few things to say about him to Slurpy. See you there, mate. I want to get in that snug. I'm all over that snug. Boy, Jack Slurp. Now. Mark saying, best bloke on here, Chris, is Scott. Really deep. Best bloke on here, Chris, is Scott. Best bloke on here, Chris, is Scott. Cheers, Mark. Really decent couple. Well, I agree, mate. They are. They're a lovely couple. They're both absolutely lovely people. They really are.
Bloody woman.
Did you see this comment from Mark Jones? Best bloke on here, Chris, is Scott. Love that. That's amazing. Me and my mate were discussing best chub lines. His were that good. I ended up back at his place. Fair enough. You two need to get a room. I'll agree. Steve, I was going to tell Slurpy how great you were. Honestly, fair enough. There's obviously some bromances going on. No, I'm in a bromance. I thought you'd gone, Pete. You're back in. Can you two get a room? Yep, they do need to get a room, don't they? I stopped digging. Probably should. Pete, not sure Jack is allowed indoors. Who knows what's going on with them too. Lol. A Freudian slip is when you say one thing and mean your mother.
Mean your mother.
Thomas is still in. That's lovely. Thomas is
I love Thomas as well. I've got a lot of time for Thomas. Thomas has been with us since day one, and we'll be going 3 years in May. Ridiculously. We've got a 38-minute video coming out tomorrow about pitch and putt. So all of the family did a pitch and putt day yesterday. There was me, Wanda, Chantel, Sam, and Leah. It was Chantel's birthday. I've edited it down from an hour to 38 minutes. It's nice. Brilliant. It's brilliant. It's just natural family having a giggle.
Can't beat a bit of pitch and putt. Can't go wrong with it.
Slapping and whacking and tapping.
Is that a euphemism? Whacking and tapping. Love that. Let's all go whilst Chris and Scott get a room. Whatever floats boats. Why are all these beer channels at massive sausage fests? Just can't work it out. A bird in here rather than hen's teeth.
I've got a bird. She's over there. She's sat there in her pajamas because she's cold. She just said, and cold and old.
Cold and old. Are they Disney pajamas?
Wonder are they Disney? Huh? Yeah.
Of course.
Genuinely. This is absolutely true. Wanda showed me her wedding ring today. Now she's been teasing this for a few weeks to say you're not going to believe it. And then it's fat, and it suits Wanda. It's fucking brilliant.
Well, that's what it's-
Absolutely brilliant.
if it suits her.
Absolutely.
Is it Disney themed?
Of course. Of course it is.
Why not?
So her engagement ring is a Pandora ring. I don't think it's Disney themed from memory, but the wedding ring she's bought actually fits round her ring.
Oh, nice.
And she showed me today. She said, "You're going to laugh." I did, but it does suit Wanda down to the ground. It's fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I love Wanda's commitment to Disney. It's fantastic.
I fucking don't.
I think it's great. I know when you've done when Wanda's made those Christmas Advent beer calendars for you, and when you're in your lounge and you just see all the Disney stuff, all the Disney toys on the sofa and things, I love that. I love the commitment. I love it. And there you go. Yeah.
Oh, fucking cabinet.
Yeah. Why not?
Well, to be fair, I'm the same with Star Wars, so it works both ways, mate. To be fair,
is your duvet a Disney duvet?
Oh no, not the one at the moment. At Christmas, fucking Christmas, there was a Mickey and Minnie one. And I was like, I ain't sleeping in that. Oh, I can't fucking sleep in that. But then we were at Asda, and I'm gutted, absolutely gutted, because they had one with I don't know about you're into Star Wars, but the Baby Yoda Grogu, so the child, and they had like a massive one, but then they had in a double. And obviously, we got a king size bed. I'm like, if that is a fucking king size, I'm buying it. I'm about to sleep under Mickey and fucking Minnie for a month.
Quality, love it. I've got no doubt that there's Disney bedding. It has to be done, doesn't it?
There is Disney bedding. Yeah, and it's white. Was it red or white? Red and white.
It's Christmassy.
Christmassy. Fuck me.
Why not? Yeah,
Shoot
Tom
me now. Fucking shoot me now. Get the gun.
Hello, Tom Stocks. Nice to see you in as well. What the hell is respect, Steve? Respect? What is respect? Any idea?
What is it?
Respect. It's a new word. I don't care. We're all trans these days. Well, you can identify anything these days, can't you?
I'm identifying as this bottle opener.
Yeah. Nice little beard. You can identify as a toaster if you want, can't you? What does it matter? Who really cares?
I don't get it. The world's gone fucking mad. So when I popped on the comments, obviously I couldn't hear it, so we were at Webster's Everton dinner. And I could see some of the comments going on about Russia and all that. I don't profess to know what's going on in Russia. I'm so bored of the news.
Yeah.
I just don't take any fucking interest. I tried. Blue Van Man Dave put a video up yesterday trying to explain it. After 10 minutes, I love Dave to bits.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored of it.
And I did say earlier on the live, I generally don't watch the news because I like to live in my own little happy bubble. So I just don't watch the news. But when I'm driving to work or driving around and I've got the radio on because the CD player in my car's packed up, you just get constant barrage of news and what's going on in Russia. But I generally really do try and avoid the news. The only news I watch is sport related because I'm not interested in misery.
Negative, isn't it?
Yeah, it is all negative. There's never good news.
No,
never good news. And I just think everyone's lives are complicated enough. So why do I need to listen to the news and have more misery? Because
you feel sometimes worse off than I am. Brilliant.
Yeah. So I generally don't, but it's quite difficult to avoid the Russia stuff at the moment.
Well, during all the pandemic and all that, I just deleted all my news apps. I turned them off.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I'm fed up of it.
Yeah, I did exactly the same. I said to Rachel, I said, all my news apps, I've deleted them all. I'm just not interested.
Well, you're absolutely right. Everybody's got their own bloody problems in life.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about. And then there's a news. They're on about petrol going to 170. Whatever is a fucking litre, right? And everyone's gonna be fucking panicked. Oh, just fucking fuck off.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Stop it.
Panic buying drives me nuts. You know, but think about it during the pandemic of COVID, when people are panic buying fucking toilet roll.
Why? What are you
Really?
doing? Stop it. Stop
I mean,
it.
Fortunately for me, I don't need to use toilet roll, but why is everyone panic buying bog roll? What the fuck is that about? Panic buying bog roll?
We didn't panic. The only thing that was quite funny during the first lockdown was obviously you could only go out and buy essentials. I don't know about you or the guys in the chat, but when you started going out, it was, for me, brutally honest, the stuff that I was buying to cover the fact I was buying just alcohol. So I'd go out with come out with 10 bottles of beer and a fucking loaf of bread. Or some fucking Skittles or something. So, just to cover the fact that the only reason I am in that shop is to buy myself some beer. It was incredible. It was like, and in the end, I wasn't even covering the fact I was buying beer. It was like, I've come here now. This is essential to me.
Beer was essential in lockdown.
Absolutely. Yeah, why do you think the fucking sales of the Perfect Draft, the Krupser Sub, they all went through the fucking roof and you couldn't get one?
I know. Of course they did. And now fucking Beer Hawk have upped their prices, which is really pissing me off.
I've had to go for that. He's not responsible, but I've had to go.
Jack is saying I drive a transit van, if that counts. I like a transit van.
If you like
a transit.
I drive a Vivaro. It's shit.
Yeah, I do like a transit. The new transit vans are lush.
They are nice vans.
Lush vans. If you've got a new transit. I mean, back years ago when I sort of first started working full time, I had a Mark II transit van. It was a horrendous beast, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So, I've always had a fondness for the transit vans. Always. Jack is saying, we've done that one. Slurpee, no, just no. Just no.
No. No, Slurpee.
No. Yes, Jack. Yes.
He's in.
No. Yes. No. Yes.
No. Yes, no. Yes, no.
See, this is what happens if they don't read our comments. We all go mad in chat. Got mad in it, bruv. I say we all manly, me and Slurpee. We all mainly me and Slurpee. What? You're the only ones in the chat? Who knows?
Only one there.
But I agree. If you don't keep up with the my mouse has gone.
Keeping up with the chat is a fucking nightmare, isn't it? I'm lucky when I do them. I generally get wanted to do the chat comments, and it works really well for us now.
Yeah, it's nice, but I do struggle with the chats. I think
you get involved in the conversation. I mean, me and Dean have had this conversation many times. Where you get involved in the conversation, and you just lose it. And you can't. It's very difficult to. None of us are fucking professionals. We're not doing this as a business. We've all fucking got a proper job out there doing like proper work, and doing this as a bit of a giggle, and it just loses itself. It's hard. It can be hard.
I agree. Did you know the Chuckle Brothers are working for the gas board to meet you? Oh, that's a great Slurpee joke. Did you know the Chuckle Brothers are working for the gas board to meet you?
Give up the day job, Slurpee.
I love them. They're so bad. They make you laugh because they're so bad. David is saying, I always thought it was an Aussie term and the shorten it bottle low. Oh, we're back to the bottle shop. We're back to the bottle shop terms, aren't we?
Oh, Jesus, no, they're going to the bottle shop. I mentioned it once. I remember got away with it.
I always thought it was an Aussie term. Now, I've got an Aussie friend, and I'm going to ask her about that, whether off licenses and Oz are called bottle shops. So I'll ask. And if it is an Aussie term, why have we adopted it? It's an Aussie term. No,
I do get your point that most of these places you go in now are actually cans. Yeah, so I get but then probably years ago they were probably more bottles. So it's probably a craft beer shop probably works better for me these days if I'm honest.
All right. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about years ago. So years ago, when you were a kid and your parents used to go to a shop to get alcohol, where did they say they were going?
Right. No, I completely agree. I completely agree with what you're going to say. So they go to the off license.
Yeah.
I think in probably the last 5 years, shall we say, let's be broad. 5 years, craft beers come onto the scene, and there are shops that just sell craft beer produce. So I can understand where you're coming from. We're the same age. You're older. You're older. But I get the off-license term. I've actually not a massive fan of the term bottle shop, if I'm genuinely honest with you. It's not something that I can get that worked up about, but I get where you're coming from. I'd be craft beer shop. I can understand that because there are certain, like the Beer Musketeer down in Portsmouth. I think he branded himself as a craft beer shop, so I can understand that. I get both sides of it.
But yeah, see, for me, it then doesn't work because.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So Daz is also saying bottle shop is an Aussie term for off license. So if it's an Aussie term, why do people that buy craft beer talk about buying their craft beer from a bottle shop?
I think it's probably an age thing. In all honesty, I think it's probably an age where. I mean, I never used the word off license. I mean, I never went to the off license or anything like that. I've never go and get me fucking White Lightning or whatever was in there. Or it's only in the last probably I wonder 5 years that I've probably 2 years before that I've started to develop away from the macro rubbish. So 7, 8 years, and I didn't go anywhere really. I just go to the fucking pub and buy. If I was going to buy something, I'd buy 4 Fosters or something.
I could argue it forever, and I will. I will constantly argue it. Jackie saying we won't get any trouble with Slurpee. You've seen his buildings of them.
I'm going to settle down argument now.
Go on.
Wanda, what would you call it? Would you call it a craft beer shop, a bottle shop, or an off license?
I haven't called any of it, to be honest. I just say Beer Musketeer or something.
No, so you just say we go to the Beer Musketeer. So we go to the brand name of the part of the.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
We'll go to the brand name of the bottle shop.
Yeah. I just see it as a place that sells lots of different beers.
Yes.
Not,
Yeah. So I completely get what Wanda was said there. I'd say I don't know what your local bottle shop. Did it on purpose now. Your local craft beer emporium is called the Beer Musketeer. I'd say. Well, I know the guy's name, Jason. I'm going to go see Jason the Beer Musketeer.
So when you next go and see Jason at the Beer Musketeer, ask him if he calls himself a bottle shop.
Hang on, I'm going to Google him. See what's on his fucking sign. He's got one outside.
Daz is saying also, who cares what they call themselves if they sell what you want? If they sell what you are after, then cool.
Absolutely.
Fair point. I'll agree with that. But the only time I started hearing the term bottle shop.
Do you want to be really annoyed? Do you want to be really annoyed?
Go on.
On his sign outside, it says bottle shop.
He's a cunt. The C-bomb's been dropped now. I'll probably get a YouTube strike for the C-bomb.
You won't get any strikes. There's no such thing unless you go mental.
Tell him from me when you next see him. He's a snob.
Right, I've got his phone number.
Get him on the phone. Get him on the live.
Yeah, serious snob.
Slappy saying, yes, Jack, watch everything of Fred over and over again. It's best viewing ever. Fred Dimbar does do some good programs. Go back to it. I think they're talking about Fred Dimbar. I think that's who he's talking about. Fred Dimbar does do some good programs. How's it going? All going well, Tom. All going. There we go. Fred Dimbar would soon sort out Putin. Probably
I've
would.
been watching him and say he climbed some like 600-foot fucking big chimney and was taking it down brick by brick. You're like, you're fucking mental, mate. Absolutely mental.
I'm going to disappear down here to get another beer. So
I'm going to be about 10 minutes, mate. I'm going to go to bed.
yeah, that's all
Sorry,
cool. Mate. That's all cool.
Wanda's sighing and groaning. Liar.
Rubbing my arm.
Oh, she's rubbing her arm. Are you going to go show people your arm, Wanda? Come show people your Disney castle.
Who's going to be interested in my picture?
If you're interested in Wanda's Disney castle, put yes in the comments. There's none yet, Wanda.
I can't get Crash Chris's live with the Disney.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Of course
Yeah,
you
you
can. Of course you can.
Well, I know it's not finished. I paid for it. It ain't fucking finished. It cost me a fortune.
Have
What
you,
we got,
ever,
mate?
have you ever heard of this brewery? Flock.
Who is it? No.
So, I mean, it's quite a funky can. I know the light doesn't show that up, but
I like that.
it says, "If we were," is the name of the beer. It's a very fancy artwork. On the back, it says "Brewed for Flock, the brewing project by the heroes at Gypsy Hill Brewing." So I'm guessing, yeah, Gypsy Hill we all know. So Flock have obviously gone to Gypsy Hill and asked them to brew that, I'm guessing. But it's a very funky artwork.
Scott, we need you.
I like that. What are you on about? What?
They brought out a Star Bar beer.
Star Bar beer.
Peanut caramel chocolate.
Peanut. What's that?
Peanut caramel chocolate.
Peanut-
Star Bar.
Caramel and chocolate Star Bar beer.
It's some Star beer.
Star beer. That's ingenious.
It's 8.5% and it's like liquid chocolate.
Who's made that?
Someone called Beer Inc.
Beer Inc.
Yeah.
Okay, they're up in Leeds.
I'm going to move my camera and show you the
Yes,
float.
mate.
That's a lot of floaty business in the bottom of that.
There is some sediment in there. I think if you do that, if you do that around a bit, you get one. There's a big S there for
Yeah,
Scott.
there is. There's the S. Right there. That's a lot of floating business in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a bit of floats, but that's a lot of that. I had my first Beak beer last night.
Only your first.
Yeah,
Oh, big and decent.
it was. I'll tell you what it was. It was the pale ale, Fables.
Yeah, they make some good beer.
I was very impressed with that. I thought it was lovely.
That's a
Very
good.
good.
That is decent.
That S looked like mould. It didn't look like. I don't know. David Wilson for that. That didn't. That was a bit wrong.
Yeah, to be fair, it's only best before is the 12th of March.
A couple of weeks on it.
But it does taste decent. It does taste very nice. But funny enough, I picked that up in an off license. They could call it a piss house for all I care. If they sell nice beer, then Bob's your uncle. Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. Shark saying hello to Scott. Square Table Degenerates is in the house. Yo.
Hello, Joey.
How you doing, mate? Bramwell is saying hello to Shark. Loads of people I'd love to have a pint with off YouTube, and one Welsh tit I'd like to give a right hook.
Who's that? I'm staying out of all of this. I'm friends with everybody. I'm just laughing.
Cool. Hello, Rob. I'm guessing Bramwell's called Rob.
Rob, yeah, Brown. But I do you know what? With the homebrew stuff, they went slightly wrong. To be honest, bullshit. It was slightly overcarbonated, my homebrew. but with nuts and the honey, yeah. Rob Bramwell has been very, very helpful to me. A really, really nice guy. And I'm going to get the wedding out of the way in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, whenever it's going to be. And yeah, I'm going to go back to doing a bit of home brewing because I really enjoyed it. Had some fun.
Good. Square Table is saying, ha ha ha, that is so true. The most random group of people I've met on here. There's certainly a random group of people on here.
Nuts.
I must admit, that is a sediment. I reckon I might have the shits tomorrow.
Yeah, well, if you could.
If I could. My bag might be rather large in the morning. A bit fucking balloon in the morning.
I remember when you messaged me, Baz and Dean, saying you done the review and it sort of your bag farted really loudly. I'm like, it's fucking brilliant. I just like natural stuff. Natural's really good.
It was. It was really loud on. What was it? It was the chocolate barista Belgium over the Christmas period, and my stoma farted so loud it just couldn't be ignored. I had to mention it. It was ridiculous. But
if that had been me, I'd been like, wanted to just walk past, fucking dirty cow.
I should have done. I should have blamed it on the wife.
Yeah.
Hoping to see a photo compilation of wedding. I'm sure you will get a photo compilation.
There will be a load of stuff. There's stuff going, just not on the day.
Yeah, and I've got no doubt Wanda will look amazing. Jack
I
is saying,
what is sickening. It's sickening. She bounds out of bed looking like $1 million. I look like I've been in a fucking car crash. It's horrendous.
Yeah. I'd wait till he was jumping up and down begging for likes, then I'd belt the little turd.
It's not for everyone. No, but then none of us are.
None of us are, absolutely. We still have time to save Wanda from Thomas. Brilliant.
You do.
That was excellent. Sam is talented, so any bits he gets will be great. Yeah, he certainly is.
I'm hoping. Obviously, Sam and Chantel's channel, The Life of Sam and Chantel, has been a bit dormant for about 8 months now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're in London today. They've been in London today because it was Chantel's birthday yesterday. I'm hoping that something she's done today ends up on their channel because it should be hilarious.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Rich F, I've never seen your name before.
Hello,
so
Rich.
thank you very much. Oh, you obviously know Scott, so that's good.
Yeah,
Thank
nice man. Right.
Thank you very much. Jack saw him at Brew London. Person talking to and asked if he knew, who said didn't follow. Noticed not many people going up to him.
I do know this story. So I've got all the respect in the world for David Wilson. A huge supporter of our channel and a very, very nice man. Someone said that there was someone that's been mentioned earlier in the chat was at Brew London, would like to meet him, and David Wilson said he couldn't stand him and no thank you.
Fair enough. It's polite.
Absolutely.
As long as we're polite, all is good.
Are you going to Brew London, Chris?
Yeah, I'm actually working, so I've booked annual leave. So I'm just waiting to see if that annual leave is agreed, and then yes, I will be there.
Okay, I will message you privately again because I'm not going to state where I'm going to be, but me and Wanda will be at Brew London.
Cool.
And I'll message you, see if we can sort of intertwine.
Yeah, do that. That'd be cool. Steve is saying what it is and should be about is Scott and Wanda. Wedding day should all be about Scott and Wanda. I completely agree. That's all it should be about. Looking smart, Scott. Raggy's still in. Thank you very much, Raggy, for still being in. He does look smart, doesn't he? Scrubs up all right.
I decided to look smarter.
Looking sharter. Chris is saying, Scott, just keep being you. Don't let anyone tell you different. Absolutely. We can only be ourselves, can't we?
You're lovely.
I like your t-shirt look though.
Yeah, she likes my normal look, like just a fucking scruff bag.
Yeah.
I think you look pretty good in a suit. I like it. I like it a lot. I would. I'll be honest, I'd love to have a dick on my head. Imagine the views while shagging. Fair enough. Fair enough. If that's where you want your dick, not a problem. Chris needs to get a jacket when you get to 1,000 scrubs. 1,000 scrubs. 1,000 subs. I would do that, David. When I get to 1,000, I like wearing a suit. I do like wearing a suit.
I was just started wearing it out of nowhere. I put it on the other day to see, basically to get a size of what I would need for the wedding. And I've just worn the fucking jacket ever since over anything, really. It's a joke, really.
I have one suit I wear for court, weddings, and funerals. Covers all bases, then, doesn't it, Jack?
I was going to wear this to the wedding because I'd worn it to court about 2 or 3 times. I just said, no, you need a new one. So I've bought a new one.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sod getting married. Wick just changed her name to say with job done. Who said romance was dead? Doesn't cost much to change your name, does it? Doesn't cost much at all. David is saying 26 years. Fair play to you, David. Married for 26 years. I'm coming up for 19. Small do and honeymoon, 2.5. Very nice.
Yeah, we're looking to go. Hopefully, to get what we've obviously we don't need anything present wise. So the people that come in, all we've asked is for a small donation if they wish to make it to a little getaway, and we'll take it from there. Really,
absolutely. I had my honeymoon in Venice, which is supposed to be one of those cities of romance and love. And overall, I wasn't keen on Venice. I didn't like it.
It's full of fucking Italians for a start. It's not going to help it, is it?
And it's just so. Other than the main square in Venice, all the side streets are so claustrophobic. They're like that wide, and I don't like busy.
No.
Where we stayed was called on the Lido, which was just outside Venice, which had a lovely beach. That was nice, but Venice itself, I get the attraction, but I can't do busy crowds at that level. It just no. I've decided I'm not a people person anymore. No, I get that. I do understand it. I often think I don't like people.
When I'm out, I don't want to be crowded. I'm happy within my own space doing what I want to do, but I mean it in a nice way. I don't mean it in a nasty way. People we've had people come and recognise us, and I'll all say hello, picture, and that. But I don't want to be crowded with people. It's I don't know what it is. It's maybe I'm fucking getting a bit miserable and old. I don't know. No,
I get it. I do get it. And when I first started sort of seeing, Rachel and I have been almost married 19 years, but we've been together well over 20. And some of our friends used to think I was a right miserable bastard. I just don't like crowds and being in a crowd. I just don't feel comfortable with it.
Wanda's exactly the same, Chris. Wanda is not a crowd person. She's very much likes to be just in her own sort of bubble and space, and she's always been, since I've known her, she's not a person that likes that sort of environment. Even if we go to gigs, we have to find a place away from everyone else, so stand in the corner and things like that, so she doesn't feel sort of too sort of claustrophobic. Yeah,
and I get it, and I'd imagine Rachel put up with years of people saying to her, "God, Chris is a miserable sod, isn't he?" And she'd have to, yeah, and they were right. You'd have to kind of justify it and say, "No, he's not." He is. He is. Yep, he is a miserable bastard. No, I don't like it. And if I go out with people from work, if I agree to go out, my cat's just almost committed suicide. If I go out,
I don't know about you. I am terrible. If I don't like you, I make it fucking blatantly obvious.
Yeah, I can be quite obvious. Like someone.
And Wanda's like, you can't be like that. I can.
Oh, I can. Yeah, and I do. I have at work. I certainly have a reputation for being very honest. I certainly have a reputation for making.
What I like about your reviews, I don't comment on your review. I do watch them, but what I like is when you sat doing a review, and either Leah and I can't remember your son's name. I do apologise. They walk in, and you are so fucking blunt with them. It's like you're gonna keep walking in there, yeah. And it just cracks me up. It's like you're gonna be doing that.
Yeah, I did it the other day, didn't I? I did a review the other day, and I said to Nathan, "I'm doing a review, so just give me 10 minutes."
Yeah.
And he bunged on in, and I did. It was just, "What you doing?"
Yeah, it's like the searing look of "I fucking told you."
That's what I'm like with people at work. If I make it quite clear, but at least they know where they stand. I don't hide anything. I don't bullshit anyone. I tell them how it is.
I think that's why we get on, mate. There's no bullshit there. No. It's like I'm fucking down the line. Yeah. We've been honest with each other, and absolutely. I like that.
Yeah, I've said to people at work that I don't think pull their weight, and I say to them, they say to me, "Oh, you don't really talk too much," and I say, "No, because you're fucking lazy. So why would I talk to you?" I said, "I work my arse off. You sit there doing nothing, so I'm not interested." No. And they're like, "Oh, you're quite honest." I'm like, "Well, yeah, it is honest, but at least you know where you stand. I'm not interested."
I'm just going to ask Wander a question. Wander's ready for bed.
Cool. Yeah, if you need to crack on, mate, you go.
Yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you.
Cool.
Before I go, there's two things I want to say. Mate, congratulations. 500 subscribers is a fantastic feat. It really is. I'm just pleased that I've been part of that and bumped along a little way. I've made a good friend that I think the world of. I've got a lot of time for you. And thank you for having me on, really.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for plugging my channel. Hope you have an amazing day.
If I could do anything else in the future, just let me know. And you know me, I'm up for anything. So I'm going to bed because I'm fucking knackered.
Enjoy, mate. I won't be much longer.
Cheers, guys.
Take care. Right, let's catch up with some comments. So Stuntman Steve is saying, "Oh, thank you guys. Means a lot, gents. You're a ledge, Steve. Absolute ledge. Sometimes it's just Steve talking to me in the chat, just the way I like it. Not just big fish in a small pond, but the only fish in a puddle." I agree with that, Jack. I do agree with that. Like I was just saying, I do struggle sometimes with being in a big crowd. Always have struggled, and I kind of drop into the background in a big crowd. So being a big fish in a small pond, quite happy with that. Jack Howard, you're a legend. Those are the ones on the stream. Cool, blimey. This beer, they've also a lot of sediment. I mean, it does almost look like mold. Someone said it in the comments earlier. It does. I'm going to take the camera off and show you it again. Let me actually. That's just exactly what you want, isn't it? Let me just hide that comment. Yeah, look at it. That's a lot. If you saw that on your bread, you'd be putting your bread in the bin, wouldn't you? It looks like a Petri dish on a science project, doesn't it? That's immense. Pop that back on there, so you don't have any more close-ups of my face either. You're a legend. Yeah, we done that one, didn't we? Sounds like a fun video, Scott. Love how you all get on so well. Yeah, it is great when lots of beer reviewers get on well, and that's what it should be about. It should be about the beer and getting on and having fun, and I certainly do. I've got 4 cats. 2 are adult cats and 2 are kittens, and the 2 kittens, they're probably 4 months old now, causing absolute carnage in the kitchen. There's a pack of wipes, you know, like baby wipes, if you like. One of them's opened it and is systematically pulling out wipe after wipe after wipe. In fact, I might have to stop it doing it in a minute. Sharky saying hello to Wanda, and they've gone to bed, but I'm sure they'd have appreciated that. Steve saying hello. I'm off, guys. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope I've seen your comment before you go. So thank you very much. I'm not going to be far behind once I've caught up with the comments. How many people have liked? How many likes we at? I'm not one for chasing likes, as you know, but it would just be interesting to see how many likes there are. And then Mark. Cabinet's missing a certain original Disney cup, though, isn't it, Scott? He's not here to answer that question. I'm sure he probably could answer that question. Why don't you have a Star Wars and Disney joint bedding? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? You could get a Star Wars duvet, a Disney duvet, cut them in half and then sew them together. That would be pretty cool. I've now just realised that one of the kittens is actually attacking the leftover chicken that I had on the side. Doctor, I've banged my head and keep thinking of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. It's okay, you're just having a dizzy spell. Brilliant. I love how he thinks these up. I just couldn't think them up. Don't know how Slurpee does it. Not going to bed. Food turned up, David. Enjoy food. Enjoy your food. Shark Home Brewing, that's good. What are you brewing? What are you brewing, Shark? I know Shark is big on the home brewing. I've heard we're in for a bad spell of wetter. Not sure I follow that one. Rob, it was smashed with Cascade 3. Happy days. Hops. Hops are good. Hops are good, people. Shark Home Brewing, nice. I smashed my bottles the other day, so it's near time to vote for my US hop for Smash Up. Man with 5 knobs went to the doctor. In shock, the doctor sees it and says, "My God, man, how do your pants fit?" Like like a glove, the man replies. Like that one. Pretty good, Jack, that one. It's a 2-year-old new shape Transit tipper, mate. Love a Transit. 2-year-old ones, they're nice as well. I've got to go and deal with this cat and have a wee. Stick on, people. Stay on. Let's unmute that. So I am back. Cascade or Citra for me. Citra are good hops. Cascade's good hop as well. I like them both, to be quite honest. Don't tell him your name, Pike. Don't tell him your name. I'm with Chris. It's an offie. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Slurpee. Yeah. It's an offie. It is an offie. The license to sell beer off the premises. It's an offie. Jack is 100%. It's an offie. Thank you. I wish Scott was still in the chat for this. I might screenshot some of these. Oh my God, you give me shit about Carlin and you buy 4 Fosters, Scott. Much worse than Carlin. You give me so much shit about Carlin and you buy 4 Fosters. Scott bought 4 Fosters. What's the matter with a man? Wine shop, offie, bargain booze. I have a shop which sells craft beer near me and it's called The Bottle Shop. I've just got to accept it, haven't I? Just got to accept it. The place that sells booze. That'd do, wouldn't it? Hell of a ring to that. Just rolls off the tongue. It does, doesn't it? Place that sells booze. That's what really counts, doesn't it? Did Chris say Fred Dunbar? Might have sounded like that. Fred Dunbar. Dunbar. Why not? We're calling that from now on. From now on, he is Fred Dunbar. when Wanda was ready to show it, talking about a tattoo, absolutely. Old Fred stood at the top of a 150-foot chimney with a cig in his gob, but knocking it down brick by brick. On a scaffold, he erected himself after climbing up on ladders. He ties it and up he goes. Fair one. Sediment. That looks like, it does look like mould, David. I can't disagree with that. It does look like mould. If it was green, I'd be concerned, but it isn't green. It does look like mould. It really bloody does look like mould. As if your old eyes can see, David. Robbie's saying, what colour is that sediment? Just covered that. It's definitely not green. It is that kind of yeasty. Shit, just poured some of that on the floor. It is that kind of yeasty colour, creamy coloured. It's definitely not green. If it was green, it certainly wouldn't be getting drunk. That's for sure. Jack, don't want to kill the nice man. I'm sure you drink puddle water. Fair enough. Bit of mould won't hurt you. Yeah, tit. Yeah. Generally doesn't, does it really? Scott and his exploding beers. Scott and his exploding beers are absolutely hilarious. His first video he did with his brew, that exploded quite epically, and then he did another one, didn't he? I think it was only yesterday. And yeah, funny enough, that exploded as well. Hey up, folks. Nice to see you, Luke. Thank you for coming in. David saying hi to Luke. Luke saying hi to Mr. Wilson. Here he is. Here he is, Sam. Better late than never, Lukey boy. You're still here, mate. That's what counts. Hope, Chris, hope you can make it. What was I making? Hope you can make it. Brew London. You're talking about Brew London. Yes, I'm hoping to make that. How you doing, Jack? How you doing, pal? To Brew London, nice to chat in person. It would, wouldn't it? And that'd be really cool, wouldn't it? It's to finally meet some people and chat in person rather than just in the comments, because comments are great. I love all the comments, and it certainly gives me more things to talk about. But yeah, to meet people in person and have a proper chat, it's just so much more than comments in a chat and on a live. So yeah, it would be cool, David. That would be really cool. I tell you what this is doing, is it's starting to burn my throat a little bit. It has got a bit of a hot burn, but for a beer that's almost at its sell-by date, to still have a hot burn, it is a bit strange. Can someone make sure Mr. Wilson is okay at Brew London getting about with his Zimmer frame, bless him? We'll look after it. If we're there, we'll look after you, Mr. Wilson. Don't you worry. Just finished work, Jack. Called 14 hours today. That's a shift, isn't it? 14 hours is a shift, mate. I feel for you. I know what that can be like. So yeah, 14 hours. That's a beast of a day, mate. So yeah, no issues with being late to the party, mate. You've done a 14-hour shift. I hope you're not too tired. Oh, you know, Luke, mate, ducking and diving, son. Doing a bit of ducking and diving. Running chats here and there and everywhere. In my mind, that is. Jack, you are a cheeky man. I'll show you my walking stick. Walking stick, Zimmer frame, similar things. I had a lovely 2:30 gig with Philby on Insta this morning. Happy days. A few hours of Phil swearing never gets old. No harm in someone doing a lot of swearing, is there? We all like a good old swearing rant. Jackie saying, I can't wait for the day. Mr. Wilson, generally, though, love to meet you. One day, mate, though, Scott is imagining some massive queue of people to meet him, like a meet and greet at the big-headed sod. Great comment. Luke, mate, I was watching last night before stream ended, though, and if I only had one Insta. You've been that queue, Jack. Jack, no problem. I say to Wanda, buy her a stout. Yes, Wanda is certainly a stout drinker, isn't she? She does prefer the stouts. And that's fairly true, really. My wife, when I do reviews, if I do a stout, I review a lot of stouts and she doesn't come on. But if I haven't drunk it while I'm doing the review, afterwards I'll go and take the stout to her. And she does generally prefer tasting the stouts over the lagers and beers, etc. Rachel's back in the room and has just realised that the cat savaged the plate of chicken that I stopped the cat from eating after it was too late. Yeah, I did notice the cat was savaging the chicken, but it was a bit late when I noticed. So, yeah, that can probably go in the bin, love.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to eat that tomorrow, knowing that the cat's been chewing it.
Munching on it.
Cat's been munching on it. Where's that coming from? Luke, I'm camping out, so I'm right up front, mate, like opening of new mail in America. Insta was great. Had 2 Americans join, an Aussie and Philby Trill. Happy day. I don't do enough on Insta. I really don't.
I don't think you have Insta.
I've got 2 Insta accounts, love.
What for beer?
Got one Chris's beer reviews and a Sydney Stone. Yeah. The wife doesn't even know what social media I have. What sort of wife's that? She doesn't even know. It's poor, isn't it? Really poor.
Really?
What do you mean, not really?
Why am I interested when I don't like beer?
What about Sydney Stoma?
I follow that, but not your beer review.
You don't follow Chris's
that.
beer reviews on
No.
Insta?
Why would I if I don't drink beer?
What a shit wife.
No, there's nothing to be a shit wife about. Why would I follow it if I'm not interested in beer?
She should support my hobbies.
No, you don't support my hobbies.
Yes, I do.
I have to go to the cinema by myself.
I go to the cinema quite often with you. Listen to her in the background, chirping off. Come get in the camera if you want to be really chopsy. Yeah, what else? Evening, Mr. Stuntman. How are you on this fine evening? It's a fine evening. Cheers, Scott. Okay. Stuntman Steve is... Look, cat's back on the side
Yes, I
again.
can see that.
Deal with a pussycat. Trying to chomp away on the chicken again. 10:30, bedtime on a Saturday. Rock and roll, baby. Is it really film 10:30? It is 10:30, isn't it? I am going to wrap it up soon. I'm probably going to roll through these comments and probably wrap it up. What happened there? As ever, David was correct. Defo mould. It's not mould. That can't be mould. Can't be mould. It's just sediment. Let's get the wife on the action. You can't get mould in a beer. It's sediment.
It looks a bit green in that light. I think it's because you've got green behind you. Yeah, no, that's just sediment.
It's just sediment. Cat's back on the chicken again.
Well, I've chucked all the chicken in the bin. So it's just licking the cheese potatoes now.
That's ever defo mould. Can't be mould. Give it a good shake and get it down, your son. Get it down, your son. I agree, Paul. Get it down, you. Let's give it a good shake.
Sediment.
It's just sediment. It's not mould. It's just a load of... I've had more. Get it down, your son. It's gone. Probably going to shit through the eye of a needle tomorrow. My bag is going to be a chocker in the morning. I'm glad you're still in, Paul. Thought you'd gone, mate. Glad to see you still in. I'm going to wrap this up soon. Harish is in. How are you, Harish? I gave you a what's the word? Spanner. Gave you a spanner. How do all? Bit behind, but I hope everyone is well. On the Frank Izaka Royal. Nice. In honour of our host, King Chris. Thank you very much, Harish. Glad to see you made it in. Good night, Thomas. Hope you're well, mate. And see you all soon. Thank you very much for coming in. Luke John. Evening. Luke is saying evening to Paul. Hi, Harish. Harish is a ledge. He comments on so many of my videos. Always good comments as well from Harish, as most of the comments are on my videos. And Harish has been following me for a while, so I have to give him a spanner. What are you wittering on about?
What are you talking about?
You're a spanner.
Why would you give anyone a spanner? That's just rude.
Spanners are moderators, love. That means they can moderate my channel. So if people put on spam-like comments or trolls, the moderators get rid of them for me.
Well, maybe I'll get on that then.
What?
Trolling you.
Trolling me? That'd be the most attention you ever give me if you troll me, love. So yeah, get on my channel, love, and troll me. That way I might get some attention from you. Yeah. So yes, troll me. That'd be lovely.
But I'll get spanners, so what's the point?
I'll make sure the spanners don't troll you. That'd be lovely. Have you filled up your little Prosecco glass?
Yeah.
Good girl. So yeah, the wife's going to troll me. That'd be cool. I'd love that. That'd be the most amount of attention I get from the woman. Yes.
That's a lie, you know.
I know, it's a lie. She's an amazing woman. Sometimes.
Fuck off.
David's still in the chat. I've loved how long David has stayed in the chat. We need to do a live, David. Are you up for doing lives, David? Jumping out now. Cheers, everyone. Love reading all the comments. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you, David. Thank you very much for jumping in, mate. Mostly, massively appreciated is what I mean. Jackie saying, lol, that's what I tell my missus, Paul, about the sun bit at the end, though. Lol. And then night night, Thomas. Night night. Guessing that's what NN stands for. Makes sense, doesn't it? Thomas, I'll message you tomorrow from Luke. Paul is saying all right to Luke. And absolute filth, Jack. Absolute Jack is filth, and he's pure filth. Daz is still in the house. Goony Google. Goony Google. Oh, Daz, if you're still in, mate. Goony Google. Does anyone else know what Goony Google means? Because I know what it means. Does anybody else? The 10 of you that have put up with it, that are still in the chat, that are still sticking up, that are still putting up with my shit. Does anybody else know what Goony Google means? Fantastic. Goony Google. If anyone does, full respect to you. I know what it means. Daz obviously knows what it means. Goony Google. The wife even knows what it means. She's giggling her ass off in the background. Come on, before I end this, someone else has got to understand what Goony Google means. It's amazing. You might have to be of a certain age to understand it, but if you do, get in the chat if you know what Goony Google means. That's made my day, Daz. If you're still in, that has made my days. Made my days, made my day. I'm not even rising to that chat. There's another comment I've seen from Daz that's on the same lines as Goony Google. You can spell it. Oh, you can spell it. If you know what Goony Google and you can smell it means, get in the chat and tell me what you think it means. Fucking Goony Google. You can smell it. You can smell it. I know I might sound like an absolute fucking weirdo right now, but if you know what it means, you know what it means. Fucking hilarious. Jackie saying, I bet you did rise it. Luke, you pervert. Luke, you pervert. I really fancy fish and chips right now. Fish and chips. Yeah, boy. Everyone loves a bit of fish and chips. Yeah, boy. Luke, I was just thinking about that, Paul. I'm glad you said you were just thinking about that, Paul, rather than you were just thinking about Paul. Chris is off doing the Kurt Zuma on the cat. Yeah, I did. Did have to go and bust some Kurt Zuma on the cat. The cat was eating the bloody chicken. That was an awful joke. I do apologise. I generally hate that Kurt Zuma prick for doing that to an innocent animal. Yeah. We can make jokes, can't we, Jack? There's no harm in making jokes because genuine, decent people wouldn't do that to a cat, would they? Yes, my cat was eating chicken over the side, but I'm not going to drop kick it across the room for doing it. The wife, well, she's all over that shit. But yeah, Kurt Zuma, prick for doing what he did. Pete's back. Glad you're back, Pete. You were gone. You were back. You're back again, mate. I've broke chat with my distasteful joke. Sorry, honestly, I don't condone violence on animals. People I'm fine with. I think people know that, Jack. I think people know you're only messing about, mate. It's not a problem. Jack just annoyed that nobody has kicked his head in. What, Kurt Zuma's? Good night, Chris. Thank you, Sid. Thank you very much for dropping in, mate. Absolutely is time for the land and nod, and we are cracking on, aren't we? It's 20 to 11. I'm frantically trying to dig myself out of the hole I put myself in. But lucky enough, I've got more lives than a cat. Oh, shit, I've done it again. 9 life cats, not a problem. No one thought you were being serious, Jack. Mortified at your attempt at humour, Jack. It was amusing. At least I tried, Paul. That's all we can do, isn't it? We can only try. You win some, you lose some. Spurs certainly lose some, didn't they? Can't hit a dinger every time. I'm only here for the times, Chris. I miss going into the kitchen. Everything happens in my kitchen, mate. Everything happens in my kitchen. It's the most social house in the room is our kitchen. All goes on. Everything goes on. Match of the day is call in, usually fall asleep and then wake up for the second half. Yeah, agree. P.S. Chris, mould can form if the beer has kept in an above temperature condition.
Well, it wasn't mould. So
We don't think it was mould. Who cares? If I'm dead in the morning, we know the answer, don't we? I'll get Rachel to do a live in the morning saying, yeah, Chris is dead.
You were all right.
You're all right. It was mould. He's passed away. Rachel's thinking, thank fuck for that. Don't have to put up his beer reviews anymore. How I ain't got a spanner is unbelievable, Jeffers. I'll get you a spanner, Jack. Don't worry. I will get you a spanner. I promise you. If a Mrs. Chris comes into the channel, happy to time out for you. Mrs. Chris does come in.
I was trying to get her in tonight, but she weren't having it. We're only down to 6 people watching, so I am going to wrap this up soon. I know you're talking about me, Mr. Wilson. You're sod. Everyone Googling it. What are we Googling? I'm totally lost. So am I, Paul. I'm lost as you like. I'm catching up with the comments, and then I'm out of here. Not a clue from Door dropped a comment. Not a clue from Luke. Jack meant Rachel, you silly sausage. Rachel, as you're a silly sausage.
Who said that?
Don't know.
No.
Well, David said you. Rachel, you silly sausage. You're a silly sausage.
Okay. It's probably about none.
Yes, Jack. Yes. Is it an Eddie Murphy reference? You are right, Jack.
Yay.
Good man. Absolutely right. Good old goody Google, and you can smell it from Eddie Murphy when he used to do his stand-up live. Absolutely hilarious. You are absolutely right, Jack. I'm amazed and delighted that someone else has got it. Fantastic. It is an Eddie Murphy reference. Goody Google. Go back to early Eddie Murphy stand-up and watch him on YouTube. Absolutely hilarious stuff. So yes, you are right. Delighted someone's got it. Delighted, Jack, that you got it. I know David was just being silly. Oh, crikey. If a cat went near my chicken, that's a different story. Indeed, and now the cat's jumping on the table,
You can
which
fuck off
I
if you drink
don't
my
allow.
drink.
Right, everybody, I am all done. Thank you so much for joining me. I've done 2 hours and 40. Certainly gone on longer than I thought. Thank you to Scott for joining as well. I know he's gone, but thank you, Scott, as well. Thank you for everybody that's been in the comments. Thank you to everybody for... What the fuck is going on there? Bring that up to the camera. We've got to show what's going on here for the 5 that are left. We've got a cat in a box. Spin it around the other way.
Can you see?
There's a cat here. Cat in a box. Go back there. See the cat? Come on. There it is. Oh, let me hide the comment. That would help. Wouldn't it? Let me hide the comment. Look at that. Cat in a box. That's the one of the kittens.
It's the one that's eating a freaking chicken, I expect.
It is the one that's eating the chicken. There's the wife.
Get off.
Wife's in her pajamas. Let's pop that back there. Where did I go to? I was almost ending, and now I don't know where I was in the comments.
See?
Where was I in the comments? Match of the day, we passed that one. Everyone Googling it. I'm totally lost. I agree with Paul, totally lost. It is Eddie Murphy a reference. I did that. Oh no, David, I was just being silly. Oh, crikey. If a cat went near my chicken, we did that one. Cheers, Chris. Onwards to 1,000. Thank you very much, David. And Jack Howell saying, classic Rachel. You can fuck off if you're drinking my drink. Absolutely. Cool. Right. I'm all done, people. Thank you very much for commenting. Thank you very much for getting me to over 500 subs. I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for joining. Take care, everybody. All the best.
Bye.
And my throat is hoarse. I'm going. I'm all done. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.